Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
That'll improve the OPS. Deep to left field. Isa Paredes ties the game up at 1 with a long home run to left.
He socked that one out of here. Banging sweepers smashed.
Line and a diving catch by Bobby Witt Jr. Like Superman. This ball hit well. A towering shot out to left. It is gone!
Simeon's second home run of the night.
Ground ball right side. Nobody's covering first. The tying run will score, and the winning run will score. The Rays win it on that ground ball.
Tyrese is not even the main ball handler at this point in time because the defense has been so aggressive.
Nimhard steps back, three-pointer. Got a three-pointer from Nimhard. It's a three-point game with 1:59 remaining. Back to Neesmith. Neesmith the drive inside. Blocked by Dort. Oh, what a rejection from Lou Dort. SGA drives. The finish. It's good. Nimhard and Wallace. Step back. Three-pointer. Short. Rebound. The follow. Siakam puts it in. 1-point game. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving. Pulls up. Jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 3/10 of a second remaining! Timeout, OKC! Tyrese Halliburton does it again!
Good morning. Welcome into Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centrus Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
We're doing good.
Oh, I feel like I sound a lot better.
Yeah? A little more clear-headed?
No, that's always fantastic. No, you're trying to allude to this early, but
I mean, it sounds clearer in your headphones.
sure, that's exactly what you meant.
That's what I meant.
Clear your head versus
Clear.
Oh, sure,
headed.
what I yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That sounds like somebody I live with.
What's Zoe talking about these
What
days?
am I really trying to say, and what are you not going to answer? But anywho, she's fine. She woke up. So you know she goes through these stretches, right?
Yeah.
Bluey was by far the longest. Then in wrestling. No, Bluey, then wrestling. Then there was the little Spidey, which, it's fine, but those Marvel characters aren't meant to be little kids. So cool concept. It's pissing me off because I'm a big Marvel guy. Look, there's my old school hero. Apparently, Jacob Padilla's dad and I have decent taste.
Andre?
Certainly not in his son, but
Agassi?
in Agassi.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Dre. And now she went through this. So the last 2 weeks, she's been on this WWF, this Rivals thing. So I know more about rivalries in wrestling and behind the scenes than I probably need to. Guess what this morning was?
What's that?
This little booger, she comes bebopping in. She knows. Like, the bathroom is, I'm not in there an inordinate amount of time, but I probably shower a little longer than most bald head dudes.
Okay.
So I hear this little tap. I'm like, and I don't use any lights because we have a sunlight through the bathroom. So I don't know if she thinks I'm like about done or what, because there's no water running except for the sink. So I know she knows it's like teeth brushing time. And she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "What do you want?" And she said, "Well, I'm ready." I said, "Do you have your blanket? Are you, I know, did you pick out your clothes?" Because she'd already showered.
Yeah.
And she said, "Can you hand me the remote control?" I said, "Well, where is it?" She said, "It's on the fireplace." I said, "Okay." I said, "What do you want to watch?" How about Young Sheldon?
Where'd that come from?
I said, "What?" She said, "Well, Breeze watches it." I said, "Is that even?" I was about to ask the freshly turned 7-year-old, "Is it appropriate?" So I caught myself, and I went to Disney, and she said, "It's not Disney, it's Netflix." I said, "I'm done. Where's your mother? Where's your mother?" Yeah, that's how the morning jumped off.
Young Sheldon. All right.
Mike has watched that show up, like He loves that show.
Really?
And he's explained it for like 2 years. Apparently, it's kind of deep.
I've heard that. So I watched Big Bang Theory, which is like the precursor.
Doing too much.
I haven't watched Young Sheldon, but apparently there's like some like
Who says that, though?
life lessons. Apparently Zoe does.
Not Disney. It's Netflix. Can we just go back to WWE Rivals? I like the whole Miss Elizabeth, Macho Man, tennis boy at the poolside, not Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea thing.
I mean,
That seemed a lot more tame than me turning it on Young Sheldon.
I mean, Young Sheldon's probably more appropriate than professional wrestling.
Yeah, don't be questioning my parenting.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Like, it seems, if I had to guess, like it's a pretty tame network sitcom.
Yeah.
So
She tried to butter me up at the end, and she said, "Did you see how I put my soaps right?" I mean, she's got to be the only 7-year-old with like 8 different bottles of something.
what's she doing?
Man, she's spoiled.
She do her soaps like you do your fridge. You got them like in an
No,
order.
I do her soaps like that because I don't like miscellaneous in the shower because I'm not one of those people that likes to keep the shower curtain closed. I like it open because
like when you're not in there.
yeah, because we try to keep that thing pretty pristine, right?
Yeah.
Don't be all messy with the bottles and all that. So I situate them every day, and I hope people at some point get the clue. They may or may not.
Yeah.
Just set those things.
Nope,
back
we're just gonna
nicely.
do this, and this.
Some are upside down, some are laying down. It's like I need a woosah moment.
Just gotta breathe for a second.
I do brush my tongue extra hard with my teeth, with my toothbrush sometimes when I'm frustrated. I'm like, can we just turn these things upright? But we're a big upside down bottle family.
Oh, I get that.
I do not.
No, I mean some of them are designed to be put upside down.
Yeah, guess what? Those things are tapered. They're tapered from bottom to top.
Yeah.
So when you turn them upside down,
They fall over easier. Yeah.
okay, it's a general rule of thumb, right? Just
Typically.
look at how the bottle is constructed.
Yeah.
So when you get big bottles of ketchup, and as you see that the neck gets skinnier towards the top, those are not meant to be flipped over.
Turn
Because
the thing
every
upside
time
down.
you open the fridge, it's rattle, fall.
Well, what if it's like running empty and you're trying to get it down towards the bottom?
Guess what?
What's that?
Be like a regular person, give it 2 good shakes, and let that thing come out. Otherwise, you can have happen when we had smash burgers the other day. Not that I'm just airing all my dirty laundry out on the show. By the way, my mom yesterday was like, "Are you crazy?"
Which part?
That's why I love
You didn't
you.
ask?
I didn't have the stones to go into detail to wonder what part she was talking about. She had to be terrified. So making these smash burgers, and I've got a couple mustards.
Yeah.
A little itty bitty thing of squeeze bottle grape.
You got a couple of what?
Squeeze bottles of gray poop.
Shane, what's he got?
Shane's asleep. He's
not
listening
paying
to my
attention at all.
storytelling, and
All
I'm
right.
terrified to tell stories because who knows what's.
I was just
I
trying
feel
to,
like one of our guys that
I was
tries
just trying
to
to
do
get a
media
mustard drop.
who apparently doesn't know how to end his own sentences. I'm not that bad. I know how it's going to work. I don't say. And I went to the store. No, it's not.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
It's not that bad. So it's just a little squirt bottle of pooping, right?
Yeah.
I don't like. I can just give it like.
Yeah.
Flip the cap. I'm good. But because it was on its
Top.
ever delicately so on the table, what happens when I open the lid?
Just want to like this. Just
The thing comes out like Stevie Nicks landslide.
one of these.
Yeah. You know how hard that is to just bounce? Like, just do it the other way and give it a shake. This thing comes out all over my burger like.
Oh no! Did it like?
Listen, I don't have molars because I'm old. I don't have molars because they're ground down.
Was it like the Nick box explodes all over my chest?
Yeah, just that's really good. Just be a regular person, please. This is driving
I open up some salsa, explodes all over my chest.
Yeah.
Open up some Grey Poupon, explodes all over my burger.
It's just not necessary. I don't know what's going on. But anyway,
We should talk to Nick at some point this summer.
yeah,
Just for fun.
Man down.
just
man down.
random.
Just for funsies.
Yeah, we had a College World Series show that it didn't quite rival what we did. We do in our opens every day, but it was pretty bad. I mean, it was 3 hours of nonsense.
Was that the one where he figured out that you wear long sleeves all the time?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I recall.
He made up a segment on the fly called Ask a Black Guy.
I remember.
So all the things that he
my
was curious about, he asked me.
So it's kind of like what I do. Just
Yes,
I don't.
on regular humbug, everyday stuff. He at least asked permission.
I
like-
sometimes do.
No.
I'm like, hey,
no,
can I ask you a question?
No. You go, this is you. Hey, so I don't mean to sound, or I don't mean to come off, or I don't. And I've said this for years. Anytime you preference something with what you don't want to be, 99.9, that's what's going to happen. Hey, I don't mean to sound like a racist, but
So,
what is the whole chicken thing? No, not racist at all. Not. I mean, white people like chicken. You might be more broasted.
Inquiring minds want to wonder. No, it's kind of, I view it as like the terms and conditions of my question. So it's like,
do I have to check the box before you hit finish?
It's like the fine print at the bottom.
Do you agree?
So you know how like when you go and get a cell phone, right? There's like pages and pages of terms and conditions, right?
I have no idea.
So like when you sign up for cell phone service, they have like this big contract and nobody reads it because it's like, if I don't sign this, I don't get a cell phone.
Right.
So you don't really have an option. Like there's no
I'd like to send this to my lawyer.
Yeah, like nobody's, or like when you go, I mean, you go buy a house, right? Like you don't really get to negotiate a lot of those terms. It's just like, this is what the bank says happens, so this is what happens.
Don't tell that to my barber. He bought his first house. He read that thing for about 2 weeks.
That's fine, but I bet it was the same thing as when he got it. I bet he signed the same paper. You can read it all you want. Those are the terms.
I think he just prefers to operate in the know, but
that's totally fine.
My wayward son, carry on.
That's totally fine. But like whatever the bank sends you, that's what you're signing. Yeah. That's how mortgages work, right? Same thing with cell phones, whatever. You don't really get to negotiate a lot of those terms. That's kind of what my prefaces are.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really an opportunity for you to opt out because you're kind of stuck here with me. It's really just kind of covering my ass legally type situation.
See what? Hey,
that's all it is.
Yeah. You'd be proud of me this morning.
What's that?
So you know, I told you the story. I've told that I honk at the same neighbors every day. They walk their little dogs.
TK says most lawyers don't even read the phone once. That's kind of my point.
Wow, TK is spilling the tea, huh?
Anyway, yeah, the neighbors out walking every morning.
Yeah, they had the little dogs.
Yeah.
And
how little are we talking here?
Teeny. They're smaller than Big and Buddha.
Okay,
like they're little yappers.
Like chihuahuas?
Yeah, or something like that.
Somewhere in the neighborhood. Okay.
So today, they just happened to be right in front of me at the tee. Because I told you, I'm always afraid to stop the truck and get out.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, it's early in the morning. Sometimes it's dark, like in the fall and in the winter, because they're habitual walkers.
Yeah. You don't want to jump out of your car.
I don't want to be terrified.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, every day for like a year and a half, I'm not kidding you. So today, they're directly in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, shoot, my windshield, you can see in. Now's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was turning. I rolled down the window. And I said, hey, you're probably wondering who's... And the dude goes, damn it, DB. He put his face in the
window.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Thank you, DB.
Guess what his wife says?
What?
Are you coming to Kellyanne's tailgate this year? This is before I said anything.
So they just act like they know you.
They had no idea
that you lived.
They had no idea it was me
until
today.
That's so funny.
He goes, he said, damn it, I've been wondering. I said, but his tent's too dark. I'm like, who is this? I was like, oh my God, you thought I was a weirdo? Kinda. I was like, damn. I was trying to be nice. I said, do you know why this originally started? I'm easily motivated. I would see you, and it just looked like this nice little mea culpa, and you guys have the dogs, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of inspired. You're committed. Rain, snow, you guys are like walking. Yeah, no, he had no idea who I was. I think they thought I was crazy. He said, yeah, no, I had no idea. but the tent's too dark, and I'm asking her every day, like, who is this? I was like, oh, I didn't mean to like
Be creepy.
And I'm like, I didn't want to keep the conversation going because they were so cool.
Yeah.
And their son must be home for the summer because this is the first time I've seen him with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a dog. I'm like, damn, they're walking like 5 dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, all little guys.
Rolling deep.
And
Can I pet that dog?
And he said, hey, if you see us out, man, just spot the extent of it. And now, because I'm super insecure, right?
Yeah.
So now that I'm not in control,
you don't like the situation.
I don't like it.
So it was all just playing out. In
Yeah,
your head.
when I could, it's like being behind the mic. Like when I can control it, I'm fine. I'll talk to 2,856 people. The minute I lose control in public and it's like only 6-on-1, I'm like terrified.
You got like 12 people in a restaurant, and you're like, I'm out. I'm out. Absolutely not.
And they're like, you've spoken to thousands before. What's the problem? I'm not in control.
You're like, I could kind of leave when I wanted to. In that
I feel very vulnerable. What'd I tell you at the meet and greet, the client meet and greet? What's the first thing I said to you?
You were mad at me because I was late.
And I felt what?
You felt like you felt exposed.
Yeah,
you're
that's the word. I was like, hey man, you got me out here all exposed. I got no wingman.
That was my bad.
You're like, grow up, DV. Can't you handle the public? It's fine. Yeah. So I don't know. Do I continue the honk thing? I feel like I lost the coolness of it.
Maybe just like give him a wave now since
My
they know
man
who
was
you
like,
are.
DB. I said, oh God.
Dude, the sticking your head in the window is a move.
And I mean, cool dude. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, oh my gosh. And he was just super cool. But the first thing, so I didn't have the heart because again, I'm not trying to keep it going. But do you know why I originally honked?
Why?
He's got a huge Nebraska. He has a ton of tattoos.
Yeah.
But he has a huge Nebraska one, and they're always in Nebraska gear.
Oh yeah.
So I felt like Ice Age, right? You ever seen Ice Age? The little shit.
Nah.
Yeah. Then this analogy sucks, but it's like a slow icebreaker. So I was like, okay, dogs, family, Nebraska. Ice like slowly melted into this drive-by waving relationship.
Yeah.
And now it's fudge.
Now you guys are too close. It's too close.
Are you coming to Kellyanne's tailgate?
Dude, that's the funniest.
I was like, oh my gosh, are you nuts like her? She's cray-cray.
She messaged me like either yesterday or the day before.
Did you fill out your bracket? How you feel about LSU? It was probably something slick like that.
No, she was just like, hey, you're always invited to the tailgate, right?
Oh, fudge. Careful. She got the volunteer award at the Jet Awards.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And
oh, yeah, I was there.
yeah, hello.
Yeah,
Hello. Are you with me? Hello? Yeah. Hello?
Listen, I was,
Yeah, so it's cool. Because I wouldn't say I've established a lot of alliances in that neighborhood yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm a pull-in. I take groceries out of my car with the garage door down.
Oh, me too.
I mean, my lid touches the top of the garage and the trunk. Don't care.
Yeah. You're just like, I'm staying closed off here. That's how I am. I'm not like a big neighbors guy.
I'm shocked, Ravi. I'm shocked.
I'm not.
You just ooze kindness.
I'm not friendly to them.
How about not?
But I'm not trying to like hang out either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll do the wave, and I know some of their names, but that's about it.
I do have a neighbor who I think they're just not gonna talk to me.
Yeah.
Just not. I've talked about them before. Like I like do the. Like I wave.
Yeah, I'll do the wave as I'm driving by.
Not budging.
Do the friendly. Hey, what's up?
Not budging.
Yeah.
Not budging. I remember when we first got there.
Yeah.
Jay, she made. I can't remember why she made cookies, but she was just taking them around.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, whether you're gonna eat them or not, right? You usually take.
Yeah, you just take them. You're like, oh, thank you.
Lady's like, nope, my husband's diabetic. Deuces. I said, oh. Couldn't blame it on me because she hadn't seen me yet. I hadn't ruined the neighborhood yet. So I was like,
And all these hoes laughing.
That's like, maybe she don't like Mexican people. I don't know.
Speaking of which, SkyMex says Mr. Ravi's neighborhood would be a dark show.
He sent me the greatest message yesterday. He made my night better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good dude.
He way good.
We like that dude.
Yeah. I occasionally wear his T-shirt as
Yeah.
my undershirt.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of snug.
Yeah.
But I like the little multicolor on the back.
No, it's cool looking.
The other day I rocked my I was having a tough morning, so I just wanted to gamification, right? I'm like making up ways to be competitive. I wore my my 4 Feek, my Gretna shirt for the late great Coach Feekin. I was like, you know what? Stop belly aching around here, man. Buck up,
in.
Buttercup. Lock in.
Yeah.
And I came here and melted down on the show because you were acting a fool.
That's my job.
So much for that T-shirt. Let's go.
Apparently, the first 500 fans at the 7-on-7 thing tonight get a free T-shirt.
Dude, that's lit. So
that's what Kobe's telling me.
Kobe would know. Kobe would know.
I believe him. Yeah, I didn't know there was a free T-shirt involved.
So we'll be there.
Yeah.
I think Sasha was already mapping out in her head what she could and couldn't do. What can we cover? What can we shoot?
Yeah.
Keith Mann sent out the email on Monday night.
Maybe
it's a
Monday after.
It's a free-for-all because it is open to the public. So you can get all the footage you want. Hurrdat Sports Live.
Free and open to the public.
JR, hot dog, and Gatorade as well. Now, I had a bone to pick with him. What did he say yesterday that threw me for a loop at the end?
JR?
Yeah. I wanted to come back to it, and I was like, no, that ain't my JR.
I don't remember.
Hey, can we go back and get those, or are they gone forever?
I mean, it's part of like the podcast.
Hey, I'm not talking to you. I want Shane to say something.
Oh, my bad.
When you see the back of this big old hook,
Yeah.
that means I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, but I still got the microphone.
Good point. Did I tell you the time that my barber, I kind of have that weird shaped head. When my barber wants to get under my skin, he pretends like he has to duck down and get shaved. He's like, damn, man. I get under this thing to get the fade right. I'm like, funny guy. I got a misshapen head. Anyway, back to you, little pocket Hercules. Can we go back and get that?
Don't matter to me.
That's helpful, Shane. Thank you.
Fudge. You talk just fine out there. Are you not speaking this morning?
Well, you got to understand, though. It didn't affect my play.
I'm done.
So
back to these two. Why? Who are we rolling with this morning?
Okay, so we got Coach Rule.
Yes, we do.
And we got the Drake.
Okay. Why would I have those two together?
Both.
This is a little deep. One's easy because of what today is.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're both very popular with the U's.
Very good.
Am I right?
Okay, you're too excited. I want to say no, just on GP. All right, let's count. No, you're wrong.
Damn it.
But you're not. Why did you get so excited to be right?
Because
I don't even want to acknowledge that.
Because literally.
Am I right?
Is the
I so bad want to pop your balloon.
It's the only thing I could think of.
Yes. That's unfortunate. Damn it.
I know you like to trip me up.
Am I right?
Yes.
Go away.
I got the red on. I got the red on. I'm like Tiger on Sunday.
Coach Rule obviously gonna be in his element tonight, doing his thing, and Drake is very popular with the Utes, and so I put them together because the DJ will be on full alert.
Yeah.
Tonight, as it is going to be a very raucous environment. I hope.
I hope so too. I hope we get a big crowd.
Yeah. How about linemen just showing up?
Well, they got to hang out with their guys.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Is
it's Josh.
I saw that. Is
no, he did. Although
No,
I'm not gonna ride with him because you guys Iowa fan. Kirk is a lot cooler than people give him credit for.
He seems like one of those guys that just doesn't like the whole media part of his job.
I'm not gonna anoint him Kendrick. But that's
Kyle.
Look, see,
we're gonna talk to him later.
Drake lights. Oh gosh,
Kyle, did you get your StreamYard link that I sent you? Yeah, no, I know.
Nah. KB, it's too early for that. It's too early.
I'm not even on that nonsense yet, Kyle. I've been pretty good this morning.
It's probably A minor.
Kendrick?
Yeah. I told you he hollered at my former babysitter.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That's so random.
I was like, I don't believe that. She sent pics. I was like, huh.
I guess so.
What are you doing in Canada? Wow. Life happens. Life comes at you fast. Long way from Arizona State. Harden was in her DMs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, good for her.
No.
No?
No.
I don't know.
Wrong answer.
She's popular.
Wrong answer.
No?
No.
Oh, all right. I don't know.
Dude, we kind of grew up as part of the family. This is not like here. You're kind of protective.
Oh, I don't know.
I need you to knock it off.
Oh, like you're like babysat you growing up?
Babysat the boys.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant. Well,
yeah.
What she talk to who she wants to talk to? I don't know.
Clearly, you've never had daughters.
I don't have kids of any kind.
That you know of.
I had a girl dog once.
Excuse me, sir. These are paper. No, I'm just kidding.
God, that would be a bummer.
I wouldn't know.
What happened? My bad.
I hate your guts. Anyway,
that wasn't even on purpose. It really wasn't.
Good morning again.
Then why are you still laughing?
Because I said something that was like unintentionally meaner than I meant.
Yeah, that's pretty foul. It's really foul.
My bad.
Yeah. How about yesterday's sports day?
Dude, last night was wild.
What is JG? See?
Our chat is
They're the worst.
Our chat is more unhinged than trying to keep up with a softball game with Texas trying
Thank
to come
God
back
for
to
like
Texas
Todd,
Tech.
SkyMax,
some of these normal.
Steven.
I know how Steven's like the voice of reason in here.
I mean, because otherwise, he's flipping total
Free for all.
Just anarchy.
Tea cake if I fall on either side of the line, just depending on the day.
Can you believe that dude is in law? He's nuts.
I can. Like, if you've met him, you kind of get it.
Do you?
I think so. Like the way he thinks about things kind of makes sense.
It's a processor.
Yeah.
Processor.
I get it.
He should be 63 and not 64, not 24.
He definitely needs to age into his personality a little bit, but hey, I'm right there with him.
TK, when's your birthday? I want to know his sign. No, I think it matters.
Listen, I'm not.
I don't need you. Listen,
I'm a big Leo guy, you know?
You act just like a Leo.
No, I know.
Too.
I'm
you
aware.
are a Leo through and through.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
You are wild. You are wild. I am not normal. All right, well.
I mean, compared to the rest of our chat.
It's all tiered. Yeah, I was floored. Like, what was the greatest? There were so many. What now? I'm afraid.
Ken, we're doing too much.
What do you say?
It's in 2035, Ravi to his daughter Priya. You are a tough hang.
He draw Priya.
I know. Listen, I'm impressed that he knows a female Indian name. That's impressive. That's pretty funny.
Wow, kid.
Oh, you didn't.
Ooh.
Oh. That is so wrong and so funny.
Really funny. Really funny. I'm not even mad about it.
I mean,
how can you be? I will say, if there is a little project.
Did Ken Google? He is a little Rolodex, though.
If there's a little progeny running out there somewhere, it would have had to occur prior to July 2024. Or there's going to be a lawsuit on someone's hands.
Oh, wow, Ken. Wow. That's funny. Yeah, we need to drop.
Doing all right?
No, we need to drop the AC a little bit.
Coming up on the show today.
Oh.
I can't imagine it's going to get any better.
It's fine.
We got Tim Verghese at 8 o'clock.
You do you, Tim.
Yep. We got Tim Verghese at 8 o'clock. We're gonna do the quarterback draft. We will have Tim, myself, DB, the Austin Rico combo.
I don't know how good a radio this is gonna be. Or
TK and
live
Kyle.
this is gonna be.
I don't know. We're gonna find out. I think it's gonna be fun. We'll see though. Those are our 6 drafters. We'll do that at 8 o'clock with Tim. We'll also ask him a little bit about
how come you put it at 8:30 in the rundown?
Because I imagine it's gonna take both of those segments.
Oh.
So I just
Well, why didn't you just start it in the 8 o'clock hour and then let it go where it goes? Because it seemed like we were just going to be normal with Tim, and then
no. I do want to ask Tim some of the stuff about what's going on tonight.
how bad do you want to say?
Say what?
Of all the 720 rundowns I sent you,
Why do you
this
care
is the
about
first time you're going to question a specific time.
You know what it is? It's like my.
At least you know I read them.
Yeah,
and
no,
I have a photo. It's
I
not
know.
photograph. I have a.
You have very good yeah.
But and I just remember you put it at 8:30, and I'm like,
So
why?
I have this I have this need to make sure every time slot's filled, even though we don't even have time slots anymore.
You still use our old times.
I do. I think again, I don't know why. It's just a thing. It's what I'm used to.
I appreciate your honesty.
I don't have a good reason.
Just trying to not rationalize nonsense.
Yeah, I don't have a good reason.
That's a pet peeve of mine. Did you know that?
I'm aware.
When people try to explain away stupidity. Not that that's stupid. It's unnecessary.
Sure.
It's unnecessary. But of yesterday, I saw so many crazy graphics. Like
on what?
In the sports
world.
Oh,
okay.
You know, Texas Tech scored 3 runs without an RBI hit. Right? That's
unbelievable.
Texas has 15 errors so far.
Just booting it around.
I mean, just like soccer, right? Just kicking it around.
Unreal.
The Braves had won 766 straight.
By leading 6 in the 9th.
Up 6.
Yep.
Heading into the 9th.
Yep.
The Mets, 31-0. Up 2 after 8. They lose to the Dodgers.
We haven't even gotten to the Pacers.
The Dodgers, league leading 5th comeback, down 2 heading into the 9th. The Pacers.
Stupid.
Like that's
it's ridiculous. They're down 15 in the 4th.
How many new stats have we seen since the playoffs started that involved the Pacers in the last 3 minutes and under? They're rewriting the thing.
Yeah. It's like, hey, this team or the league was 1,441 and 0. Now it's 1,441 and 3, and they're all the Pacers.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't get it at all.
I mean, just this.
You know my pettiness though last night. So,
yeah, where do you want me to start? Because that group chat was out of control.
You know that this didn't even come up. So you know how I feel about Dengalt and the way he handles late game situations.
Yeah,
because I think it's pretty poor.
Yeah.
I was just waiting when SGA does the little pull up where I was really impressed by that
Nemhart
didn't foul him because the way he got into his body and then was able to keep his hands out, I was really impressed. Like that was pretty good. Because it's just so natural to try to foul a guy there. But
Nemhart was quietly player of the game.
He played really well, and both sides of the ball, honestly.
Yeah.
But I was convinced that SGA was going to knock that jumper down. They were going to be up 3, and that's how OKC was going to blow it.
Ken doubling down
by fouling immediately, like Dengalt likes to do.
Ken, you can't say that.
We typically are more in the computer engineering fields, Ken, but I understand. We like safe industries where jobs are always going to be there. It's the immigrant mindset.
See, we can't even be mad. We've greenlit this whole thing for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Just
it's like, when you have coaches and like they're not great disciplinarians, and it's like, well, I didn't teach that. It's like, nah, but we kind of allowed it. That's kind of the show at this point.
I mean, just awful.
Yeah.
I gotta stop laughing at him because I feel like I'm encouraging poor behavior.
Enabling.
Yeah. No,
it's
it's
uncanny. But that's how I was convinced it was going to happen because I'm just so pissed at how Dengalt handles those things.
So how about the pucker factor with OKC?
They're front runners. It's
a little early.
No, I mean they kind of have been through the playoffs.
Yeah, but they've been dusting teams off, so
they're
it's
a little front runnery. To be fair, we thought the same thing about Boston last year, but then they just kept dusting everybody off. Same thing we thought about UConn 2 years ago, and it's like, oh well, they didn't play a game within 15, so I guess it doesn't matter. So there is something to that, but I do think there's a little bit of a pucker factor with OKC.
That place went from who we should have called, but there's no way she's going to take my call this morning. But we should have called Jess.
Oh yeah.
because she's on vacation and she gets to have the OKC experience because that's her squad.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I told you she had a bone to pick with you about SGA.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is specifically.
Okay.
She just alluded to
I mean, I feel like I'm higher on SGA than you are.
That's not true. Okay, there you go. Trying to quietly get her mad at me. No, don't drag me into this. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Like,
it's just instinct.
Your mom, they should have named you Teflon. Like, you just don't want anything to stick to you, do you?
100%. I always want a way out. It's called risk management.
Who else can I drag down into the depths with me to deflect?
It's not to deflect. It's so I can climb on top of you to get out of the hole I'm in.
Oh, the old crab in the butt. That's something my people know about. Big crab in the butt. See. I'm not contributing to the cultural delinquency.
You kind of just did.
No, I didn't finish. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
I think they might.
No. Denial. More of the river in Egypt, baby.
All right. After Tim, we're going to talk to Mike Sautter, I believe, at 9 o'clock.
So where are we with that?
I think we're cool.
Are you sure?
I don't know. We were texting last night. It seems fine.
That dude ruined a beautiful batch of shredded potatoes last night.
Did he?
Oh, God.
What'd he do?
It broke my heart.
Shredded potatoes like hash browns or what?
So,
or is that a different thing?
I think it's me, him, and Shafe on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And because I credit Mike. Mike J is kind of the Blackstone.
Yeah, he's like
he uses it the most
for everything.
Incredible.
And he uses it for everything, and he's not afraid to make mistakes. So he does a lot of the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got the stones to like take my ideas and do it because
like
I'm too lazy to fail. Right?
Yeah. I'm not taking a chance on doing
like the shredded hash browns, the washing, the dry. I'm like things that other people know, but like just little tips, right? Don't go buy Simply potatoes for $4. Just go get you, a bag of potatoes for $4 and do it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 things I have to talk to Jerome about when he calls. Number 1, he soaked bacon in syrup all day.
Okay.
I felt like I had to apologize because I jumped all over him over that. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's like a pet peeve for you.
I'm like, I shouldn't say this, but I'm like, who eats sweet meat like that? Like, no real dudes, this is the misogynist in me, would choose hickory smoke or apple smoke and go, nah, let's go with old mapley real syrup soak. So
depends on the meal.
No, I listen, it's easy to rationalize. I'm not going to die on that hill. That's just me being me in the moment. Yeah. I'm like, why would you waste that good bacon? I mean, the picture was beautiful. It did bacon. Ooh. And I said a couple of inappropriate things. You go, oh, my wife loved it. And I go, of course, it's a female. I feel bad about that. But is that wrong?
It's not great.
Yeah, I probably should stop talking sometimes. If he calls me on, I want to get it out there.
Sure,
I want to control the message.
Yeah, control the narrative.
So he had these beautiful. I saw the shredder, the whole 9, man. I'm like, I bet those are going to be fire as long as you know how to use salt. Like those things, they're going to be legit.
Yeah.
He texts back with the update about 45 minutes later. He's like, well, that sucked. I was like, damn it, what happened? You screwed up the salt. He's like, no. Left them covered a little too long with the lid. They were not as crispy as I like.
Oh.
But it's tricky
I'm
when
sure
you use the cover.
That's tough, though.
To melt and to kind of hold the heat versus the condensation sogging them up.
That's
so
tough.
that it just comes with experience.
Yeah.
No,
it's unfortunate, though.
So I
soggy potatoes, that's a tough hang.
I just can't. So that would be like if I took Johnny the Pig's bacon, right? Perfectly vacuum sealed. You could smell it through the plastic. And I'm like, you know what? This is a good idea. Why don't I soak this in syrup all day so I can have maple bacon?
So, DB, I'm going to explain something to you here.
I wonder how all that sugar cooked on his Blackstone too. I bet that was messy.
I do wonder about that.
Oh, because
it caramelizes.
And it doesn't even handle. It doesn't even handle seasonings well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of
Oh yeah.
So that would be interesting. That's a fair critique, probably. I will say, Just because you don't like the flavor of
know.
something doesn't mean it's bad.
I know.
I will like for breakfast, I could see a maple bacon.
So you would be like, I'll take maple sausage over like the natural sage, or
Depends on what kind of mood I'm in, but there's a place that does.
do you ever just answer the question?
Almost never. No.
Everybody has a preference. It doesn't always have to be conditional.
Yeah, but my preferences are almost always conditional. That's just how I am as a person.
And it's like
There's almost nothing.
Bro.
There's almost nothing I will choose just all the time. There isn't.
Which is why I can't ever get a straight answer.
Exactly.
That explains a ton.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now I know what I'm dealing with. I could be like Hotch and Court, and I could say, actually, they're charcoal gray socks. You use them to match them to the color of your shirt to make yourself appear taller.
You're having a bad day at the track.
Yeah. Your phone, your BlackBerry has been buzzing every 20 minutes, which
The same as the posting times down at the track.
exactly.
And from the look of it, you're not having a very good day, and it affects your mood in court.
Yeah. And apparently you pick your cases like you pick your horses. You like long shots. How have you seen that episode of Criminal Minds?
I haven't seen the episode. I've seen it on the TikTok.
It's one of the greatest shows ever on television.
And
I get the whole stay away from the serial
No,
killer
I
thing.
appreciate the intellectual side of it. I can't watch it because it makes me think there's a serial killer everywhere.
There is.
I don't need to think about it, though.
There is. There absolutely is. Everywhere.
I'm sitting right next to one.
It's not true. Although I've killed several people in my head.
I imagine me every morning.
Several. Several.
Yeah, I don't know if soaking the bacon in the maple syrup, but I don't mind a sweet flavor sometimes with like a sausage or a bacon. Or...
I'm going to show you the picture of the bacon, and I think it's an utter travesty.
But
it is thick cut and pretty and has the right amount of marble.
Yeah.
Oh,
in fairness,
and
though,
this dude said, and you don't have to soak it; just drizzle it at the end if that's what you're on.
So that's the thing is, I don't know how they get that flavor, so I don't know if it's typically a soak or a drizzle versus whatever. But there's a breakfast restaurant in town that does a pretty famous like sweet style bacon that is very.
Hey, my man is on Facebook.
Who?
That's him.
Oh, your guy.
Yes, Scott. We just talked about you. He said, finally, the mystery has been solved. I told you he had no idea it was me.
Scott, let me just tell you, man. If some weirdo was honking at me every morning when I'm on my walk, I'd start taking different routes.
I explained to him why I was infatuated.
Now, but this has been like months.
No.
Years.
18 months.
Yeah.
18 to 20 months.
Where like if some weirdo was like at some point,
Listen,
I'm either taking a different
every day.
I'm either taking a different route or I'm like, you got a problem, bud? Like
I was
confronting it.
I was so distraught.
Yeah.
When my truck was getting fixed, I had a different car.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he's not gonna know it's
There's
me.
not gonna know it's I did say that. Stop making like is that the voice I would use?
Sometimes.
I don't need you to do that.
No, the funniest part is they didn't know it was you anyway.
You're like perma pen. Like PIN, not P. I'm not getting into the gen thing.
Pen. What does perma pen mean?
You're constantly poking my balloon. Like you're the worst.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't know it was you anyway.
No, it's funny.
And stop laughing. It's not even that funny.
It's funny from like your perspective. You're like, oh man, they're not gonna know it's me. And from their perspective, it's like, now we got some other weirdo in a car honking.
And I was super honest too. He goes, man, that is so cool to know it's you. And I go, well, actually, I said quietly, I said, you guys inspired me. Like you're out here, rain, snow. Like I just had to.
Yeah.
You know me. Sometimes I overshare.
I'm not familiar with that.
He probably was like, what a weirdo.
I mean, it's better than the random honks, probably. He's probably like, there's probably some level of relief that he's not slowly being like tortured by someone.
And he found us fast.
He did.
Look, here's Todd. No, I said pen. P, not pen. Can you hear that? It doesn't. Listen,
I can't hear
you got cum in your ears. If you can't hear that, I'm not messing with you. Ooh. Barely getting by. Hold my Gatorade. You are my sunshine, my. Oh.
said I got gum in my ears, Austin. Gum in my ears.
All right.
I'm not even doing a bit. I swear to God, it sounded like the same thing.
You could hear a cricket now. You couldn't. I mean, before it was deafening where you had to get a timeout.
I'm just helping you out, man.
Asian Wyatt, it's a naughty Friday. We should take a break. We should take a break.
So you can clean your ears out?
I got gum in there.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like gums up the works. It's a saying people used to say. Yeah, coming up, we're going to talk to Tim in about 15 minutes. We're going to do our draft. I got nothing. That's DB's going to take a walk. We'll be back here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Here at the Oscars, we've got Christian Jones of Omaha West Side, future Husker, hanging out. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to put our camera guy Brandon in some trouble here.
Okay.
Your shoe game is phenomenal. I mean, what is this?
They're on clouds, the running shoe.
Okay.
So you got to be comfortable. We're standing a long time, so my feet are important to me. So comfort.
There you go.
And they're stylish, so.
And you've got is this Husker red or West Side red here on the tie?
A little bit of both, double dipping.
Okay, very nice. Okay, so obviously great senior season, great career for the West Side Warriors, and you're up for male athlete. What does it mean just to be representing West Side and then just your family, your community out here at this award show?
Yeah, it means I have a lot of support behind me, and I'm very grateful for that. And we've been coming here a couple years in a row for other West Side stuff, and it's just an honor to be here under my name, and I'm very grateful for that.
At Centros Federal Credit Union, we have the tools and resources to help our members fulfill their financial goals. With a focus on building a stronger community for the next generation of leaders. Centros Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you, don't be like us. Don't get distracted while you're trying to get to work. Keep your eyes focused and straight ahead on the road. You got one job as a driver. That's to drive. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. I'm a little hoarse from the last segment there.
It's fine.
It's
Just want to apologize.
It's all right.
I mean, I really don't.
Pronunciation's hard. It's fine. It's oh no, Sasha texted us. I probably should have checked that before.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so coming up,
keep watering the bamboo.
Coming up in a few minutes here, we're going to talk to Tim, TK, Kyle, Rico and Austin, part of our draft. We're also going to talk to Tim real quick about what's going on tonight, the battle at the Boneyard. Apparently, we've got some breaking news that Trey Taylor will be playing tonight in the 7-on-7 with, I believe, Raw Miami is what I was told that name of that team is, which I'm not going to make any comments about the team name. Just interesting. Just interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably a term the youth use that I'm not aware of.
I just want you to understand the difference between pen and pen. That's it. And to not ride with syrupy bacon.
Here's the thing, man.
What?
Every time you say it, it sounds the exact same to me.
It does.
I'm not trying to be difficult.
Yes, you are.
I'm really not.
Yeah.
It's worse than gin and Jen. The pen and pin thing sounds identical. Like, I'm not, it sounds the exact same to me. It might be, I might have an auditory issue.
I think so.
Although some of our chat would seem to have the same issue that I do.
Everybody just likes piling on. I'm convinced.
It's
not the singular person.
That makes the most sense.
It's the other.
It's not the one person. It's everybody around you.
Of course. Does that not sound like?
No, it seems like a good way to go about
It's all about perspective. And we're not going to be able to turn AJ off. And we got to hang out with this dude in a couple minutes.
I know. I'm glad. I almost told him he could come up here, and I was like, that might get away from us.
Oh. we
got enough going on.
I'm just going to say this one last time.
Okay.
Pen. Jen. Do those sound the same to you?
They sound identical to me. I'm not being difficult. I swear to God. I'm really not trying to, I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, you do.
Maybe it's a dialect thing.
It's okay. I'm leaving. That's what you can tell me. Oh, Shane, I'm just trying to help you out, man.
Hey, I'm tripping. I'm slacking.
You're absolutely not.
Because when you're around somebody a lot, sometimes you hear them a little differently than other people. I've been around my dad my whole life, and apparently he's still got a little bit of an Indian accent. I don't really hear it because I'm around him all the time. So maybe it's just that we talked so much that sometimes I hear it a little differently than other people do. Maybe. I don't know. It's the only thing I can come up with.
That's fine. Listen,
some people enunciate things differently. It's okay.
Ken's sometimes I'll look to Ken for a little, rational thought. He's out of control. I'm gonna have to put him on auto ignore because I feel like everybody's on this whole spiral thing. And I'm gonna circle the drain and I'm gonna recalibrate.
Yep.
Because I have to draft highly well.
We're gonna lock in.
And I don't know if I can. I want you to be all sorts of screwed up.
Oh, that's where I live though, so I can draft well and still be goofy.
This for me is enunciation is a tough hang. I'm over our stream. I just am. And I don't know if I used to love the fact we could come back and not have to take a break. I feel like if we had the built-in breaks still,
might help us a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of put it in guardrails for us. We could only go so
kind of like auto qualifiers.
Yeah. Which we'll still get to the 5+11 model at some point. Not today.
Yeah, I don't even see that happen.
Not today. It's been on the rundown for most of the week. We're not going to get there this week.
So would you no, because you could have the first pick. Would you like to take a guess at whomever has the first pick? Who's the first quarterback taken?
Well, I don't want to spoil who I want to take with the first quarterback. I think there's a clear group that's up for the first pick. But there's a guy that I have. If I get the first pick, I know who I'm taking.
Really?
Yeah. I got it locked in. I'm ready to go.
Well, here's to hoping you don't get the first pick.
Well, I actually don't really want the first pick because then you're a long time before you're picking again.
You get to go back to back, though.
Yeah.
Like my man Drake.
Back to back. Popular with the U's.
Knock it off.
Coming up next,
So we won't. Are we starting the draft with Tim? Or are we going to talk 7-on-7?
No, we're gonna go 7-on-7 real quick with Tim, and then we'll start the draft after that. After we get, because the people are clamoring for Battle at the Boneyard talk.
Let's get it.
We'll get after it. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next. I'm Ravi, Lulla.
I'm Kenny Bell.
We're here from Hurrdat Sports. Don't worry, Metro Transit has you covered right here on the ballpark bus. Gonna run from right here down by the stadium, north of downtown, all the way up to Dodge Street, making a circle to drop you off wherever you need to go.
Oh, beautiful. So what's it cost?
It is free. It runs every 10 minutes, and it'll run almost all day until an hour after the last game. Or Kenny, if you're like me, you don't want to deal with driving downtown at all, Metro Transit has you covered there too. You can park out at West Roads for free and get a ride downtown through Orbit.
That's right. They added an extra Orbit stop at 10th and Capitol. Only $1.25. Fills up after the game. Quick, nice service right back out to West Roads.
$2.50 round trip. Can't beat it.
And free parking? You kidding me?
Plan your trip or track your bus at myride.ometro.com.
Or download the MyRide OMA app.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Brandon, you good? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here at the Oscars, as we've got Antrell Taylor, former Millard South Patriot, and now also national champion with the Huskers. Antrell, first and foremost, congratulations, obviously. You probably heard that a couple of times in the past couple of months. But how does it feel to come back and be representing Omaha for the Athlete of the Year?
Yeah, it's amazing to come back to my hometown and see all these people out here that celebrate Nebraska sports, and just for them to put me up for this award is just, it's an honor, honestly.
And I know you've talked so much about the Omaha community, your Millard South connections as well. What does it mean to come back to here and just see all of these bright faces that are here to support you and celebrate you as well?
Yeah, like I said, man, my coach Manny right there. It's amazing, man, to just see where I've come from as a little kid. Like, this type of stuff I used to dream about. So for me to be here, standing here, is just, I'm very grateful, you know.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. reminding you, make sure you get out here Saturday and Sunday, 75-cent wings every weekend, all day Saturday and Sunday here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, whether it's La Vista or Gretna, they've got you covered. So I want to go through our draft order real quick as we're waiting for Tim to log in. So here's what I kind of came up with, DB. I'm going to assign everybody a number in order from how long they've been in this business. So Shane is number 1.
Barely.
DB, you're 2.
Okay.
I'm 3.
Okay.
Rico and Austin are 4. TK is 5. And KB is 6. Now, those are not your draft order. That's the number you're going to be assigned in my random number generator here.
I like that. That's fair.
Okay. So random.
Very, very diplomatic of you.
Are you going to write these down?
No.
Okay.
Wait, what do you want me to write down?
Just who's going to be in the first order.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Or just write down the order the numbers come out, and then I'll assign the person back.
Hang on. So it's Shane, DB, Ravi, AJ Rico, TK, KB.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So random number generator. The number 1 overall pick goes to, I'll show right here so we got full disclosure. Number 5. That's TK.
TK with the first pick. Wow.
Second pick goes to Rico Austin.
Jeez.
Third pick goes to KB.
KB.
Man, we're getting hosed.
Yeah, we are getting. You don't want to be 4-5.
I know. DB, you are 4.
Oh gosh, this sucks.
We got 5 again, 6 again. That's me. I'm 5. That sucks.
Oh my! We have the 2 worst slots.
By far the worst picks. That means that
Shane goes second,
which maybe is the best pick. He goes last, and he gets the boom boom. The snake.
No, it's not Shane. It's TK. It's Tim. You use Shane and not Tim.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put Tim in there. We'll give Tim the. Oh shoot!
You can give him mine because I was not prepared. I didn't think you were.
You shouldn't have been in.
I meant Tim,
although Tim would probably be pre-Austin and Rico.
He probably would be, but I screwed it up, so he's the 6th. He's the 6th, 7.
So he can have mine.
So he gets the last pick and the first pick of the second round.
So Tim goes 6th.
Yep, Tim will go 6th because I am dumb and forgot who was drafting.
So who goes second?
Second overall?
Because that was AJ and Rico.
Yeah.
And Tim's here, by the way.
I don't have a third, though. That's the thing. Do I make AJ and Rico third?
No, AJ and Rico were second. KB was third.
Okay.
It went TK, AJ, Rico.
All right, so TK goes first, has the first pick.
Yeah.
AJ and Rico goes second.
Yep.
KB's third.
I'm
fourth.
I'm fifth.
I'm fifth, and
Tim is
6/7.
Fudge. I know we got the worst picks.
It's fine.
All right.
Nice random generator.
I mean, listen, it was all we had. Joining us now is Tim Verghese from inside Nebraska. Tim, how are you this morning?
How we doing, guys?
I just want to first of all congratulate you for getting the best pick in the draft. You are the 6/7, so you get that snake pick.
I wasn't sure if we were doing snake, so I'm glad to hear it, and I'm glad to hear I got that pick.
You know what I'm tickled to hear, TV? Because I said this out loud. What I didn't want is to be 4th or 5th. Either, right? You want to be at 3, 1st, or 6th. So you're always in the middle, or you get the back-to-backers. I and Ravi, unfortunately, have
our 4th and 5th.
Our 4th and 5th. That is, it's a good thing I like eating leftovers. Good thing I like eating leftovers.
TK, before we get to the draft, wanted to get to a little battle at the Boneyard stuff here tonight. Just came out, I think this morning, that Trey Taylor is actually going to be participating with Raw Miami. Was that a surprise? Do we know that was coming?
A bit of a surprise. I mean, I kind of figured with Trey in town and this happening, he'd find a way to play for one of these teams. And this is how 7-on-7 kind of works. It's like you just find a best available, who's in town or who's available for something. When rosters change as much as they do. I mean, historically, we've seen guys play for, Trey's team is 24K, an Orlando-based team traditionally. So this isn't too much different for him. That Miami Raw team is gone. I just tweeted it, but them and NPA, the team from Tennessee, are probably the 2 most talented teams in attendance this today. So I'm really excited to see both those teams. And with Trey leading Raw, we'll see where the chemistry is at. That's going to be the biggest thing, is he's not thrown with these guys before. But if they can get that chemistry together in pool play, they're going to be a tough out in the bracket tonight.
Now, keep in mind, I was 30, anywhere from 30 to 34, so I'm old. I was old, but There's just something about 7-on-7, man, where continuity reigns supreme. It was flag and 7-on-7, but I think it's a hard sport to play if you don't have some familiarity, because there's definitely a scheme to it and a communication and a pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it isn't just like who's the most talented, because a lot of times in this deal, that's not what works.
Absolutely. Every tournament I've been to, it's not been the most talented team that wins. It's always the team that's like, oh, these are a group of guys that have always played together. Like all of these national tournaments, it's always a team from Hawaii or a team, that like from the Midwest that is just like these guys just play together at every single tournament. Like I would say the dark horse today is C4. It's just a team from Central Oklahoma or South Oklahoma, some South Oklahoma guys, some North Texas guys together. And this is a team that's just played together all year. They've got some veterans that are 2026 guys that are committed elsewhere that are just, coming up and playing for the love of the game. Those guys have played together all year. I think they're the dark horse just because they have that chemistry.
So, Tim, what's the level of talent that ends up being here at Nebraska for this weekend? I know there were some big names that were out here. What's it look like it's shaping up for Nebraska in terms of guys they've been able to get on campus?
Yeah, in terms of, I mean, okay, I would say this, like the tournament, there's obviously there's some elite skill talent coming. It's not maybe the level we thought it was going to be initially with some of the teams that have dropped out and some of the players that just aren't going to be able to make it into town because of official visits or visits elsewhere. But between the tournament, the Huddle Future Forum, which has, again, like we through our rankings, 20 to 15 of the best 27 prospects and a group of the top 28 prospects. It's going to be a really, really big weekend for Nebraska. And again, the goal is just get some of these guys to leave campus with a higher or a better impression of Nebraska than they came in with. I've talked to a ton of recruits this spring that made their first visits to Nebraska. Like, I kind of expected just like cornfields, and then I was surprised to see a city. And I keep hearing that. And so I wouldn't be surprised we hear a bunch more of that coming out of this weekend. It really is just about getting the guys to Lincoln. I mean, I talked to parents last week at camp that are from SEC country, and they were like, I didn't realize the facilities were like this. I didn't realize the program was like this. I didn't realize they had all this out here. We're going to be back for sure. And it's just a lot of that. And Nebraska believes this, once they get guys around the program into the city, guys are going to keep coming back because that's just kind of the culture that Matt Rhule has built and the type of program they have to offer right now in terms of what, resources and facilities and everything else.
So let me give you, let me pull a name just because I've coached against him. I'm very familiar with him. I've watched him a ton. He was unfortunately not healthy against us, and he had dropped a ton of weight, but he was tremendous on film, coming off a really good camp session, so you don't have to sell me. I like how you mentioned Jaden Sutko, as kind of a guy to watch. Nebraska, I think you and I both know, is enamored with him. He tested well. He appears to have put his weight back on. He's in the mid 215-ish range. He's a 6'2" kid. We were shaking hands in line, and he wasn't dressed. And I said, hey, I know you're not getting an opportunity to compete against this man, but I love your tape. Keep doing what you're doing. And he seemed like a really good kid. What made you highlight him?
Yeah, I just think I think the testing this spring caught my attention. Just the numbers he was putting down on the track, and then just the tape, like seeing that all match up and being able to put a number next to the tape. And he's just a guy that I think when you look at the linebacker board right now and you're like, okay, well, if Nebraska has to go next best available, who is that guy? It might be Sutko. Like it really might be.
He's
and
really versatile too.
Right. And so I think that's part of it. I think when you look at what Nebraska wants at linebacker, it's like, okay, there's a couple in-state, there's 2 in-state linebackers that are committed to Iowa State. And those guys, very well could be in line if Nebraska misses out on some targets. But in terms of what Nebraska likes, they like that versatility. They like, the athleticism. I think he's a guy that kind of fits what Nebraska wants. And he's a guy that, again, in years past, probably already has at least a PWO offer already.
Tim, I'm interested to talk to you again next week about this because I'm really curious how much this event's going to move the needle since it is with those specific guys, since it is kind of a unique setup. It's not really an official visit. It's not really how we typically see unofficial visits either. So we'll revisit this next week when we get to that as well.
I will say this, though, TV, along those lines, Nebraska seems to be, and maybe I'm just biased because of how I feel about their ingenuity and creativity, but clearly this is going to be something that you see schools try to copycat, right? Nebraska will, again, be one of the first to do and pretty innovative, and you'll look to probably see this kind of piggyback next year.
Yeah, Texas A&M did something similar, and teams have done this similarly with like high school team camps. This is the first real like, hey, we're getting national, like, you know, 7-on-7 unaffiliated or, you know, type of organizations to come play. And yeah, I mean, we heard all this week that it's a bunch of schools being like, how did Nebraska do that? How did they get around the compliance for this? How did they do that? And so a bunch of teams are going to be looking into this. Yeah, you're going to see a bunch of these pop up this time next year because everyone's going to want to do what Nebraska did. The good thing for Nebraska is they're doing this because of Adidas. Like, essentially, this is an Adidas tournament, and Nebraska is one of the flagship programs for Adidas right now. The only other program I could see potentially doing this with Adidas is Miami, and I don't know if they have necessarily the facilities or space to do it the way Nebraska can.
I bet they'll try and write a paycheck, though.
They will.
Miami way. You got anything else for Tim before we start drafting?
No, I do not.
All right, Tim, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, so here's how it's going to go. TK will be first up. We're doing power conference quarterbacks only. Oh, man, TK is suited and booted. He's really taking draft day seriously here. All right, Rico, let's bring TK in for the number 1 overall pick here. All right, TK, you with us? You hear us?
Good morning, fellas.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good.
All
I
right.
ain't been doing this for you. I got to go represent the state here in a little bit. So
I figured, but I thought you were trying to get your Kevin Costner game right, get draft day going. All right, who's the number 1 overall pick, TK?
Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah,
that was the one.
Yeah.
All right,
That's a good national championship winning quarterback this year.
Well, I don't know about all that, but they are going to rack up a ton of wins, and he's going to put up good numbers. So Cade Klubnik is officially off the board. Our number 2 overall is who we say, Rico and Austin?
Yep, Rico and Austin have the second pick.
Team Roston has the second pick. I don't know who's Rico's here. Oh, they're both in the chat. Look at those guys.
What's up?
What up, fellas?
How you doing, fellas?
Making fun of us is what they're doing.
All right, who's the number 2 overall pick, fellas?
Austin, I'll let you do the honors.
Well, geez, now you're putting it on me. Okay, we're gonna go with the favorite of Texas, Arch Manning.
Oh wow, unproven.
Interesting.
Unproven Arch Manning.
Wow, that is. I'm not gonna lie. I was potentially thinking about taking him.
It's the team wins, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the team wins. All right,
that's a part of it.
We appreciate the pick there. Coming up next, we've got Kyle KB. Let's bring him on for pick number 3. What's up, Kyle?
How we doing, boys?
Hey, Vrzal, what's up, buddy?
Oh, chilling.
All right, who's the pick, Kyle?
Oh man, they took mine, but I got to be a homer. Dylan, take him.
Oh, there we go.
Dylan
Raiola, 3rd overall. Listen, we did have kind of a side bet going, me and Rico and Austin, to see where Dylan would go. And they're like, one of the listeners definitely picking him in the 1st round.
Oh, and listen, I got no problems with
I don't either. Listen, I'm as high on Dylan as anybody.
Yeah, from again, factoring everything in from a number standpoint, he's the guy that like very much vaults into this top 5 here.
Absolutely. We love the pick, KB. All right, DB.
Begrudgingly.
Oh no.
I'm going to take Sellers.
Are you?
Ooh.
You?
I just can't leave the upside on the table. If I was picking earlier, I would not. But for the value going forth, I got to take Sellers.
So I feel like you left one just fall into my lap here. I appreciate it because he was in contention if I was number 1 overall. For me personally, I'm going to go with the often underrated, much maligned, constant but guy, Drew Aller.
Go ahead.
Drew Aller is my number 5 overall pick. All right.
Pretty good.
Tim, you've got 2 picks here. Oh, I should probably write down who's getting who.
I got it.
Okay, thank you, because I just totally forgot. All right, Tim, you've got back-to-back.
Okay. Well, all right, y'all. This was my 1-1 guy. I can't I'm pretty surprised he's still here. I'm taking Nuss.
Okay.
At LSU. Like, I just think that system, that situation is perfect from an everything standpoint. He's got the experience, he's got the weapons to throw to, he's got the offense. They're going to contend for a playoff spot. I think that's my guy. And then with my second pick, see, coming into this, I think I knew who I wanted, and now I'm like,
I thought I knew who you wanted.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned you paused at the back-to-backers.
I did too. I thought I knew who you were taking here.
And then I think I'm going Lagway.
I was gonna say.
I was like, that's your guy.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was a stone.
I'm like, what
cold
is the pause?
lock. I really did. So this one's tough for me because I've thought about a few names here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that wants to go Levitt, but I think Arizona State might come back to the pack just a little bit this year.
I hear you.
There's a guy out there that I kind of want to take, but it's way too early.
I'm gonna get him on the comeback before you do because I know who it is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might. Okay. I think I'm gonna go. I feel like this is a reach, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do Luke Altmaier. I'm gonna do Luke Altmaier.
It's fine.
All right, DB.
I can't. I don't think I can leave him on the table because
Okay.
I think they're gonna score.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about the wins.
Oh, I think you are gonna take my guy.
No, I'm gonna play it safe and go with Levitt.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna go with Levitt.
That was the other guy I was gonna go with. Here.
But on the comeback, I will get your guy. I guarantee.
Are you sure it's him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've got number 3 up here. That is KB. Let's bring KB back into the chat here, guys, if we can. There we go. KB, who we got?
Well, you took my guy, Ravi. I'm big on Altmaier. I think he's solid.
I agree. I think they're going to win.
So when we're doing this, what does rushing do for these stats?
Rushing touchdown is 1 point. Is 1 point.
All touchdowns are created equal. So 1 point. They could receive touchdowns and it'll be 1 point.
So and the total yards is it
50 yards for 1 point rushing, 200 yards for 1 point passing. Now fumbles and interceptions are also both -1. But rushing yards per point.
I mean, I'm not huge on this guy, but just for the rushing aspect, Avery Johnson's really tempting just because he brings another dynamic that a lot of these guys don't. And if some do, I don't know who they are.
Certainly.
But I'm going to take a flyer. I'm going to go Avery.
Avery Johnson.
It's not a bad pick.
I like it. There's a lot of upside there, and I think they're going to win quite a bit. That's a good pick, KB. Appreciate that. Rico and Austin, you are back on the clock here. I wonder who gets to make the pick this time since they
Well, Austin's been very diplomatic.
Rico, Austin, what's the pick, guys?
Well, to be completely fair, we were just about to pick Avery Johnson, but that's fine.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, KB.
Fine. Yeah, whatever. It's cool.
It's fine.
Rico?
I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. But I'm going to go with don't laugh. It's not funny. I am going to go with somebody who DB and Ravi seemingly aren't very high on for whatever reason. Dante Moore out of Oregon.
Dante Moore.
Boy, that is
people forget.
Interesting.
Wow, that's a pick.
Okay.
That is
I knew you would say something like that. I knew you would say something like that. Okay, calm down.
So here's the thing.
They're a shoe-in for like 10 wins minimum.
Like the wins thing could be big.
So they're gonna get a lot there on the wins.
Can I throw something at y'all?
Yeah, go ahead, TV.
I think there's a non-zero chance Dante Moore is not the full season starter at Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Have fun with that, Rico and Austin.
Here we go.
All right, TK, you are up next with back-to-back picks, buddy.
Okay. I'm still mad at you, Ravi, that you're not letting me pick my MAC guys. I've wasted so many Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights grinding the Ohio and Miami of Ohio tape. But you guys left me the last guy in the group of one, Haynes King.
Ooh,
not bad.
Ooh.
Haynes King.
And then I'll take a guy who's going to win at least 10 games in the Big 12 in Retzloff.
That's
I would say that's a guy that DB likes a lot.
Not happy with you right now, TK.
Sorry, buddy.
Damn it.
How about Rico just finding a way to cross these off in real time?
I know I'm telling you,
it's incredible.
I can't say anything good because he's like real time in front of me. So.
You can't say
it's an okay job that Rico.
I think it's fine.
It's fine.
I think it's fine. Rico and Austin, you guys.
It's not cool at all that we can stay current. It's not.
Rico and Austin, you guys are back on the clock here. What do we got?
Okay, so in back-to-back picks, we had our quarterback taken and then Tim just dropping a Tim bomb on us. So what was that?
Yeah,
about?
thanks a lot. Well, Tim
that's why
ridiculous.
That's why he's always got Tim bits.
Yeah,
wonderful.
No, it's fine. No, it's super.
No,
good.
you couldn't have said this like last week.
Yeah.
No, there couldn't have been like another.
Oh, let me just hold all the advantages.
Yeah. Let me just wait with all of the knowledge I have, and then just drop it on you.
Okay, so Rico, do we go for vibes or do we just go full flyer here?
I don't think anybody is thinking of our dark horse, so I think we can go vibes. So I'll let you make this pick, and then I'll make the next one.
I'm getting
okay. Okay,
we're going full vibes right now.
Full vibes,
Really full vibes.
There's no better vibes quarterback remaining on this board, and he's probably not even on this board. If I do a quick scan, yes, he is. Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt.
That's a 5th round pick because I worry about their wins, but he is a stat sheet stuffer.
He is. But I do wonder if they're going to win like 6 games.
I don't mind. Listen, I'm not going to knock that pick.
No, it's a good pick, guys.
And it's total because at the end of the day, you're not going to really, unless there's a guy that's incrementally better and you passed on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's in its totality.
Yeah, you're not going to be mad about it.
Yeah, I think Pavia's okay. Here.
Honestly, I think Pavia's a better pick than Dante Moore.
Wow.
Part-time starter. Part-time starter. Dante Moore.
I like Pavia.
KB, you are up, buddy.
All right, real quick. I gotta figure out. You said Rico decides the top hair in Nebraska. Yeah, TV's got to be number one. That lettuce is tremendous. I'm telling you. But all right, now to the pick. I'm gonna go with. I don't know a lot about him, obviously, because you know who they had last year. But I got to stick with the lane train, Austin Simmons, Ole Miss. They got to put up numbers.
Okay. I like it.
Got to put up numbers. We know that
he is, and that's a
good pick.
Yeah,
good pick, KB.
I'm impressed.
All right, DB, you're up.
Give me Damon Williams.
I knew that was coming. Damon Williams, that's been your guy.
Yeah,
good upside. I do wonder about the wins.
They'll have 7.
Yeah, you better hope he runs a lot.
They'll have 7. Give me Damon Williams.
All right, I'm up. So I've got a couple that I'm interested in here. One of them's kind of ironic because I don't love him, and I've openly questioned him a lot. But I do think there's some potential there to put up good numbers. I don't know about the wins. Then there's a guy that I like significantly more than you that I think is going to put up good numbers.
Don't let me sway you.
And
be as bad as you want to be.
I'm going to go Carson Beck here.
That's fine. Take him.
I'm going Carson Beck.
If it's any consolation, I think that is the shakiest pick thus far.
That's fine. I mean, at least he doesn't get the part-time starter label that Dante Moore did.
You better hope he stays healthy.
Hey, listen, I think he's going to put up big numbers, and it's the ACC. They're going to win a few games.
All right, TV. Here you go with your back-to-back knockout shot.
Oh man. We've talked a lot about this guy, and I've been not weirdly, but I've been lower on him than the general consensus. But he's fallen this far, and I'm I do think he's going to be productive. I'm gonna have to go Mateer here.
That was the other guy I was debating. There was Mateer with Beck.
Okay, who's your? I'm just trying to rush because I'm clearly making my picks the fastest. I know exactly who I want.
Yeah, and then with the second one, I'm going to go off the board a little bit. I'm going to go Sawyer Robertson.
So when Rico and Austin were making their pick, I was about to say there are some highly, highly productive, more Big 12 quarterbacks out here still that have not been taken.
It's the production. It's the they can push for 8-9 potentially. They're going to win some games. Yep.
Aranda guy. I like Dave Aranda a lot.
You could make the case.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you did that, TV. I just you could make the case that they have the most productive and the best running back quarterback combo coming back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a really good pick. That's a really good pick.
Sensational, and I think you suck.
And now you're super mad at it.
This is my first this is my first real pivot. So you go ahead and process and take your time and talk through it.
You need a minute?
No. Go ahead. God.
So there's a guy on here that I love, absolutely love, but I don't know numbers-wise he wasn't in the same category as some of the guys that are left. I do think they're going to win a decent amount in their conference, but I'm also looking at, I'm looking at some of these young, unproven guys that are going to be on teams that are going to win a lot. But I also don't know if Julian Sayen's actually the starter at Ohio State. So I'm a little gun shy here on that one for sure. I didn't pick him yet, Rico. Chill. There's a guy on here that I know you like a lot that I think might be in play, but I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to go Rocco Becht. That's my guy. We're going to go Rocco from Iowa State.
Give me Nico Iamaleava.
Oh, I didn't think that's where you were going to go here. Interesting.
Give me Nico.
All right, KB, you're back up.
I'm going to stick kind of with my theory. Joey Aguilar, Tennessee. See if they put up numbers.
Yeah, system quarterback.
They like him too.
They do. I'm interested in that. That's a good pick there, KB.
He's going by
He's going by volume and numbers.
I'm quietly kind of impressed with KB.
That's an interest. It's a good strategy. Rico, Austin, you are up, guys. What's going on? What do we got?
All right. So this is going to be our dark horse, and I already know that we're going to get a bunch of crap for it. I don't want to hear it.
Reach.
We're going off the board.
Oh, no.
Going off the grid. For a little Pony Express action.
Yeah.
Kevin Jennings at SMU.
Not bad. It's not bad.
You guys are lucky.
Tim's nodding his head. I like it. Tim's nodding his head. Tim knows.
That's
you guys are lucky.
Listen, I've got a group chat with some of my boys down in Texas. We're still called the KHJ8 fan club because it's the Kevin Henry Jennings fan club. We love that. Dating back to South Oak Cliff, love that guy.
I want to make fun of these two, but I so far.
You guys are lucky I didn't make turnovers worth more. That's all I'm saying.
What do you mean?
He had the same amount of picks as Dylan.
It's a fumble machine.
Also, we didn't pick players that are going against Nebraska Cornhuskers, so we know value when we see it. All right, we're trying to steer clear of favoritism. All right, cheering on our team the entire way.
All right, TK, you've been laying in the cut, quiet as a church mouse. You get to go back to back like my man Drake.
Yeah, I don't know how at least one of these dudes are still on the board with how much we talk about them. Give me Google Me's quarterback in Mendoza because they're going to put up like 18 million yards, and then Gunnar Stockton because Georgia's going to win a whole bunch.
And he gives you the scrambling effect.
Those are good picks. Mendoza was coming up close for me here.
I still have my guy available.
All right, back to the Rico Austin variety hour.
You do know we have the worst two slots.
Yep, I know.
Gosh.
I'm really mad at my random number generator right now.
Sucks.
Rico Austin, who do we got?
I'll be honest, I thought we only had to take like 4, so I was
You get 6.
Oh, we get 6?
I have not thought this far ahead.
Okay. Rico, I have a thought. If we're taking guys if we were taking guys already that haven't already won their starting spot, there's one on there we should probably take.
That is exactly where I was thinking we should go.
Let's go. Julian Sayen, Ohio State.
Enjoy that.
Don't worry, DB. We will.
Yep.
Enjoy that.
You know you don't get the wins from Ohio State if he doesn't start, right?
I know that Dante Moore's going to win every game, right?
Hey, maybe between the two of them you get a 13
season.
starts.
Hey, quit gumming it up there, all right? We're just making our good picks. We're doing the best we can.
Big Wrigley's guy. Hubba Bubba. A lot of gum.
KB, you are back up here on the pick. What do we got, KB?
It's looking rough out there.
Getting slim pickings.
It is. It is. I'm kind of stuck between two guys. I'm trying to pick the. Oh,
You sweet baby Jesus.
Jaden Maeva.
Okay. Jaden Maeva, USC.
Give me Mensa from Duke.
Yeah, I knew that was coming up for you here soon. I feel like I might go off the board here. I haven't loved my draft so far, DB.
You only have 2 picks left, so
I know.
better make it count.
I haven't loved my draft so far. I feel like I maybe need an upside pick here.
I'm not going to kid you. You had a tough pick slot.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't love where I'm at. I got thrown off by some of the people that were drafted around me.
Gotta stay dialed, man. Stay dialed.
So this is a true long shot. This is a true long shot. Do you think you know where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the coach?
Oh, no.
Where'd you think I was going?
Michigan.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, this is probably a longer shot than that. I'm going deep.
Castellanos?
No, although that was in the cards. I don't think they're going to win enough.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a rough year for them. I'm thinking rushing yards here. I'm going to go Dampier from Utah.
Oh, deep cut.
I'm going to go Dampier from Utah. I think I'm going to get a ton of points out of his rushing yards. And I think the Big 12, they're going to have a winnable schedule. So I think I'm going to get 8-9 wins out of them. I'm going to go Dampier here.
Ain't bad.
All right.
Back-to-backer to close it out here, TV.
See, there's a couple options here for me. So
there's 2 for me.
There's a couple that aren't bad still. You got some options.
There's 2 for me. I could make a play for.
Yeah, I've got a guy that's not on here, like way up there, and now I'm second guessing myself because like this guy, if he's not on here,
no, take him.
I have 2 picks, so I think I'm going to take him with one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to feel bad about leaving this because I know where I'm going with this. So one of mine is going to be CJ Bailey at NC State.
Okay.
I thought he ended the year strong. I'm a fan of what they're doing over there. I'm intrigued by the next year.
His backfield will be fairly explosive too.
Yeah. And then I'm going production again. I'm going production. Josh Hoover, TCU.
Yeah. That's who I was. Yeah.
Look, who's on my screen?
That's what I was. I mean,
I wasn't going to get him.
He wasn't going to get to you because I was definitely taking him.
Oh, freaking Tim!
I thought he might slide past, but I really wanted the upside of the rushing yards with Dampier.
That's tough, and he got 2 guys in the Big 12, which will be very offensive.
Man, Tim had a good draft.
It's okay.
It's better than mine.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure.
So now I feel like I really have to swing upside here again. And there's a couple guys on the board. I am thinking about Underwood a little bit. I do feel like I don't like Castellanos that much, but I feel like he's going to put up good numbers in Malzahn's offense. I do think there's a chance they only win like 6 games, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think Michigan's going to win quite a bit. There's a guy out here, though, that I'm a little bit thinking about Jalen Daniels here.
Hard to believe the 6-year guy that used to be uber productive is just hanging around.
Going counting crows on me. I think I'm nervous about Alabama because I don't think I can just take the wins that I could in years past.
Not a big Ty Simpson guy?
I'm not, and I don't think they're just going to guarantee me 10, 11 wins the way I could with
He's got your favorite receiver.
No,
You're a big Ryan Williams guy.
Yes, he's not my favorite receiver.
Shoot, I like him.
I think he's a little underrated when we're talking about Jeremiah Smith and all the hyperbole when that comes around. But not that Jeremiah Smith isn't good. Don't aggregate that. But sorry, it's a dumb joke. I'm gonna go Jalen Daniels.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Jalen.
I had you penciled in for Castellanos.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna win enough. I really think they're gonna struggle this year.
I'm going with my SEC dark horse. Give me Jackson Arnold.
Ooh, that's a good one. Jackson Arnold. KB, final pick for you coming up here. I feel like you wanted Jalen Daniels. What's going on?
Yeah, I wanted Jalen Daniels. I think he was gonna, 6-year guy, but just for pure wins and hoping they put up some stats, I guess I'll take Bryce Underwood.
Okay. All right, there we go. Bryce Underwood closes out KB's draft. Thank you for joining us, KB. We've got Rico and Austin, the terrible twos coming up here. Rico, Austin, close it out.
Okay. All right. We're running through picks right now. I think we settled on it. And I can already hear the groans from DB and Ravi, and hopefully we get a head nod from Tim. We're going to go with Moss out of Louisville.
He's going to put up numbers.
Listen,
He's going to put up numbers.
And they're the other – he's the one that keeps me away from the whole tandem thing. But they quietly maybe have the best running back in the conference.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, he is
ACC isn't daunting. He's going to put up good numbers with Brom. That's a good pick.
That is a good pick.
That's a good pick, guys.
I don't mind that.
Well done.
Thank you. We have great quarterbacks.
And his running back goes for 7 yards per carry. You better figure out
that
what
helps.
Moss is. Yeah.
That does help.
Yeah,
All
can't
right.
wait for Dante Moore to win the national championship this year.
Hey,
So Ducks.
you still get a ring as a backup. Congrats. TK, close it out for us, buddy. Oh, I think you're on mute. There we go. Okay.
He took my dark horse.
In
CJ Bailey.
That was a good pick.
Yeah, he I think will be in a much better place next year than NC State. But with last pick, I'll take Baron Morton.
Texas Tech, good call.
Baron Morton, Texas Tech.
Good call. That's my Big 12 sleeper.
Yeah.
I mean that's
he was highly productive last year. Big 12's winnable.
Yeah, so no Lewis, no Saul. I get it. You don't know who
Thank you,
starts
guys.
back.
Yeah, thank you, TK.
Hey, appreciate it, TK.
TK, KB, we appreciate you hopping in with us and having a good time on the draft here.
Hey, we still have Timmy, right?
Yeah, Tim's still here.
Hey, TV, are you surprised when you take a look at the board where you've got did you think the Big 12 would be more represented?
Yeah, but also I'm not surprised once I think once we break it down, I feel like they're up there in terms of picks. Like we had Retzlaff, we had Levitt, we had Dampier, we had a few from the Big 12. That was the surprising thing for me was going through this exercise. I was like, as a just purely talking quarterbacks, there's a big drop off in the SEC versus some of these other conferences where I felt like I could dig a little further down in some of these. Man,
the Big 12 is deep.
I one day into doing this exercise a month ago.
Yeah.
I said this, Tim. I'm like, if I'm Sankey, I'm not so sure I'm banking on depth.
There's a cliff after 5.
And the SEC. And it started with who's the fifth quarterback that's going to get you into the playoffs if you don't take the money from the extra conference game and you're hanging your hat on another qualifier in the fifth spot. I don't know who that is.
Right. It's got to be Marcel Reed potentially taking a step. Dude, Kentucky's starting Zach Calzada this year.
I know.
That's insane. Can you imagine if Kentucky had Diego Pavia?
Oh yeah, they'd be top 20.
Yeah, they would take. They would take someone from the Big 12 right now. They take Sawyer Robertson. They take any of these guys from the Big 12. Baron Morton, any of these guys from the Big 12. They take over what they currently have in that QB room, considering everything else they've invested into that roster. Yeah, that was the most stunning thing for me. And then the other thing that was surprising to me was going through this. I was like, okay, in the sense of what we want specifically for this season for this exercise. I had Cade is, of course, a really high guy. But if you were just I need to win a single game head-to-head, I went back and watched Clemson, South Carolina. I think kind of give Sellers the edge because Sellers, I think, gives you a lot more when things break down. I think snap to snap, I thought he was more impressive in that game. And I think the ACC is obviously a lot more, favorable. I think Clemson's just going to run the table there. But it wouldn't be surprising to me if we see them at the end of the year in that Clemson-South Carolina game, and then we see them again in the playoffs face off again.
Yeah, so if I had the first pick, Klubnik would not have been.
Klubnik was mine.
He would not have been my first pick.
No, this was my 1-1. I kind of just I think he was my just off production and wins.
Who was yours?
I was gonna probably take Arch Manning.
Really?
Yeah.
Gives you a little upside with the legs.
They're going to win a
They're
ton.
going to win a ton.
I think you have a coach who likes QB run game in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to throw for some touchdowns. He's going to get you enough rushing yards. Like gun to head, I probably would have taken. I was fully prepared to take Arch.
Mm.
But I think I do think. I mean, Clemson has got to be one top 2 favorites to win a title. So you've got to pencil them in for 13 wins.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking 26 points right out the gate.
So that was the thing with Klubnik for me. I'm like, okay, this is a 12-win team, minimum, one way or the other. And so I got 24 points right out of the gate. Klubnik's going to give me 3,800 yards, probably about 30 touchdowns and 10 picks.
Tim, would you be more apt to take a flyer on Carr at Notre Dame or Dampier at Utah?
I think Dampier just because I know what I'm getting from the legs, but I think from a win standpoint, obviously I think it's going to end up being Carr just because. I just kind of don't know what to saw. Carr is a weird one for me. I just didn't really know where to slot him in here because I don't know what he's going to be. Is he going to be like another Notre Dame quarterback, or is he enough of like a needle mover that he can kind of take over some games and do some stuff like Riley Leonard did last year?
Do you see them staying with? And I get a little bit different offensive philosophy, and Love's going to get his touches, and I do think their wide receiving core will be much more improved. I wonder what that offense is going to look like when you have a guy like Love to hand the ball to.
Right. Like that was my thing with Aller a little bit too, was like, okay, I love Aller. He's going to be productive, but they are like a running offense. Like they have a really good running back. When there's going to be a lot of games in this Big Ten where they're going to say, hey, we can just lean on the ground game and win these games rather than like have to rely on, Aller airing it out, which is versus anyone in the Big 12. Like Sawyer's probably going to throw it more times than Aller will across like October and early November.
I for where he was picked, and it's not because I was going to take him. And it's not because you took 2 of my guys in Hoover and Robertson. I'm not just making that up. I mean, I'm sitting next to the guy that can see what I'm getting ready to do.
Yeah.
For where he was picked, I think Sawyer Robertson has the best value.
Yeah.
He was the 4th cute. He's a 4th round guy.
I should have taken Robertson earlier. That's the one I regret.
I was like, come on, Tim, just hurry.
The name I was considering there, and I don't think he ended up getting picked.
Gio Lopez.
No, it wasn't even him. It was more of a boom bust pick, and I'm glad I didn't do it just because it is a truly boom bust. Taylor Green at Arkansas, because they've revamped that wide receiver room with just a bunch of speedsters, because they're like, you got a big arm, you're fast. We're just going to air it out when we throw it, and then you're going to run a lot. But he's one that. Do
you know why I got off of the Taylor Green? Who was his biggest fan in the opener last year when I was like, whoa, be careful, man. You got a guy like Green and in that opener. And I'm like, hey, he laid an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super boom bust. When he booms, it's crazy.
I was like, I'm off the TG bandwagon.
So Tim,
not that I keep receipts.
Tim, I'm curious, as we went through this exercise, you mentioned the drop off in the SEC. What conference did you think had the best quarterback talent top to bottom? I know you get the high end stuff with kind of the SEC or like Klubnik in the ACC, but if you're taking the conference as a totality, how would you rank them? Can you give them 1 to 4 for me?
Yeah, I think I started making tiers, and I think a Big Ten and SEC were tied with 2 each in tier 1. I don't think y'all will guess who my second tier 1 quarterback in the Big Ten was, but it was Altmaier. Okay. Just from a proven production standpoint.
As a college quarterback, right?
Purely just as a college quarterback, yeah.
I mean, early, so I don't disagree.
And then my biggest tier 2 was the Big Ten because it's Mendoza, Raiola, Williams, Dante, Nico, and then you could throw like Bryce potentially in there too. I think it was the Big Ten was 1 for me. The ACC was 2. Man, weirdly, the SEC is last only because it is that they're very top heavy. They may have the best 4 or 5 quarterbacks when it's all said and done,
but it's a cliff.
It's a cliff after that. Yeah. So I think in terms of just top to bottom, I think the SEC is last, and I think Big 12 second the last third, and then ACC was second. Like the ACC is just fun to me because it's like, yeah, you've got for purely college quarterbacks, you've got Klubnik, you've got Eli Holstein, a veteran that's going to put up numbers. CJ Bailey going to put up numbers. Haynes King going to put up numbers. Kevin Jennings going to put up numbers. Gio Lopez, Chandler Morris, all going to put up numbers. Big 12, it was like Levitt, Avery Johnson, Sawyer Robertson, Rocco Beck, Josh Hoover, Baron Morton. And then it's like, okay, Connor Wiegman could put up some numbers. Kate Salters could put up some numbers. Devon Dampier could have put up some numbers. But for me, I was just more sure with the veteran presence at quarterback in the ACC than I was in the Big 12.
I'm surprised you're as down on the Big 12 where you put them second to last because of their depth. But I could see it if you made the case in terms of volume of wins.
That's part of it too. But yeah, I think
you could easily if Daniels is 9th or 10th in the conference.
So that was kind of my thing. With
I'm
the
like,
Big
that's
12,
a pretty deep conference.
Is I don't know how much each individual is going to win based on, kind of wherever they're at. But I looked at the Big 12 and I go, okay, I feel like there's 9 or 10 guys that I know are going to be productive.
That's fair.
And there's not like the high end talent that there is in a couple of the other conferences. But I looked at them, I just go, man. And Big 10 probably is first because I think you can also go 9 or 10 deep in the Big 10 and you have the better high-end talent, I think. But, man, I just looked at the Big 12 and I go, okay, for college quarterbacks, we didn't even talk about Noah Fifida, who's been highly productive before.
Right.
We didn't even really talk about Sorsby, who's been productive. We barely talked about Jalen Daniels. Baron Morton was the last pick of the draft.
So he's the other one that I would make the case for where he got picked.
Yeah,
was the best pick.
Like that was.
Yeah, that was good value too.
Yeah, they're going to win some games too.
Like I just look at the Big 12 and I go, man, there's 10 guys I'd feel okay about.
Yeah, same. Retzlaff was off my board for character concerns, but that's just a personal thing. But and then the other thing with the Big 12 for me was I think whoever wins at Oklahoma State job, whether it's House or Zane, I think there's some boom bust potential there. I'm just I'm kind of out on Jalen Daniels. Just I think I've seen enough. I know what I'm getting, and I don't really know what the upside is anymore at this point. I think the arm is the injuries have kind of caught up a little bit. That's why I didn't even touch him because I was I don't even. He can be a very solid quarterback, and it's listen, there's a lot of places that would love to enter the year with a veteran like Jalen Daniels. I just think with where he's at injury-wise and where he's at in his development, I just think we've seen the best of Jalen Daniels, and I don't think it's getting any better.
Let me get you out on this TV for tonight. Who are you quietly trying to keep an eye on, or a couple of guys you think maybe flying under the radar a little bit that you want to see other than kind of the aforementioned Succo?
Yeah, let me switch over to this list because there's a lot of quarterbacks on the name right now. Because there were definitely some I was wanting to watch.
Quarterback heavy, to say the least.
It's going to be kind of, but mainly it is the skill talent. It's the group of skill talent. Okay, the name, and it's a name that's been brought up a couple of times. Because he's in town for a couple of different reasons. He's in town for this and the Huddle Forum. But Juju Johnson out of Long Beach Poly, he's going to be playing for Team TOA. Dynamic two-way talent, can play offense at wide receiver, can play DB. Just an electric playmaker. And I think he's a guy that's just going to have the fans, excited today. And a guy that I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves campus a lot higher in Nebraska because he's spending the full weekend essentially here, going to get the full court press from everybody. I mean, he's going to be here for Huddle. He's going to be here so he's going to get the treatment while in town. So he's a guy I'm going to be keeping an eye on tonight. And then this NPA Dream Team is going to be nice, man. They've got Duvet Williams, the number 1 cornerback in the 27 class, Keyshawn Bowman, who's a number 4 receiver for us, Kennedy Green, who's a 4-star safety for us, and Malik Howard, a 4-star tight end for us. So I think that's another team I'm keeping it on really closely. And then I think sleeper Quentin Burrell for Midwest Boom. He's a wide receiver out of Chicago. I believe he's on the roster. I know he was expected in. I believe we got the updated roster today. I believe he's on there. If he does in fact pull up, he's one I'm keeping an eye on because he's one I know Nebraska's monitoring. He's one to keep an eye on that could get an offer by the end of tonight.
Fantastic.
That's
stuff.
our guy, Tim Verghese. Thanks for playing along with us, Tim, and thanks for giving us an hour. Really appreciate it. Hope you had as much fun as we did. And I think you might win this thing. You had a pretty good draft.
I did. It was a great exercise. It was a good time. I appreciate this. And I'm very excited to follow this through the season.
Appreciate you, TV.
All right, guys. Take care.
Tim Verghese from Inside Nebraska. Let's take a quick break here before we get to the last hour of our show. We'll have Sautter coming up. He retweeted the lineup, so I'm pretty sure he's coming.
Okay.
Sautter will coming up here at 9 a.m. See what he thinks. They've got some passing link going on, and he's got his 7-on-7 event coming up here.
16, 17.
In a little over a week as well. We'll talk to Mike about that. Then, of course, Matt Vrzal coming up. It's been a little hectic week. I can't imagine a better way to cap it off than with Verz. We'll be back for Hurrdat Sports Live coming next. I'm Ravi Lulla.
I'm Kenny Bell.
We're here from Hurrdat Sports. Don't worry, Metro Transit has you covered right here on the ballpark bus. Gonna run from right here down by the stadium, north of downtown, all the way up to Dodge Street, making a circle to drop you off wherever you need to go.
Oh, beautiful. So what's it cost?
It is free. It runs every 10 minutes, and it'll run almost all day until an hour after the last game. Or Kenny, if you're like me, you don't want to deal with driving downtown at all, Metro Transit has you covered there too. You can park out at West Roads for free and get a ride downtown through Orbit.
That's right. They added an extra Orbit stop at 10th and Capitol. Only $1.25. Fills up after the game. Quick, nice service right back out to West Roads.
$2.50 round trip. Can't beat it.
And free parking? You kidding me?
Plan your trip or track your bus at myride.ometro.com.
Or download the MyRide OMA app.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Brandon, you good? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here at the Oscars, as we've got Antrell Taylor, former Millard South Patriot, and now also national champion with the Huskers. Antrell, first and foremost, congratulations, obviously. You probably heard that a couple of times in the past couple of months. But how does it feel to come back and be representing Omaha for the Athlete of the Year?
Yeah, it's amazing to come back to my hometown and see all these people out here that celebrate Nebraska sports, and just for them to put me up for this award is just, it's an honor, honestly.
And I know you've talked so much about the Omaha community, your Millard South connections as well. What does it mean to come back to here and just see all of these bright faces that are here to support you and celebrate you as well?
Yeah, like I said, man, my coach Manny right there. It's amazing, man, to just see where I've come from as a little kid. Like, this type of stuff I used to dream about. So for me to be here, standing here, is just, I'm very grateful, you know.
Give me that cheddar, weekday Rico. Big money rolls like burritos. Give me that hot sauce, no pico. Give me that.
We will be back. We will be back. We will be back. You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Mike Sautter.
Yeah.
Mike Sautter.
Oh, man, you're going to put me on the spot.
Mike Sautter.
Kicking off hour number 3 here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. We are joined now by Mike Sautter, Hurrdat Sports and NEBPreps. What's up, Mike?
Not much.
Jerome, how we doing?
I'm doing good.
It's just uncalled for, you know? It's unnecessary.
Here, let me refresh. Let me pull that in.
That's what we're on this morning.
Have fun with that guy.
Jerome, that's what we're on this morning?
Is he going to wear 8 or 12?
Hey, man, listen to me.
He's going to wear 8 after the great Tommy Maddox.
I'm going to need you to be better. Okay?
I cannot.
Dude, the whole ex-girl... That text exchange, I was laughing and his summation of trying to validate what the Jets' relationship with Aaron Rodgers was like. What was that again, Jerome? How did you explain the whole good-looking crazy ex thing?
Yeah, it was. She's old, she's crazy as hell, but thinks she's still in her prime.
Well, I mean, you skipped the best one. The best one was
the first one.
Yeah, it was. What was it? It's like dating. You finally get to go out on a date with your high school crush, but she's 40 and got a few kids now.
Yeah,
I was in tears.
Yeah.
Then I said my team tried to have I don't want to marry you, but I want to be your boyfriend relationship, and then we realized this dude is crazy as hell and old. So
I felt really good about that signing.
You did?
Well, listen.
I mean, what's the alternative here?
There isn't a lot of options.
That's my thing.
Like it's Mason
Amazing
Rudolph?
Daniel was like losing his
Rudolph?
mind. Like he's like truly upset.
Yeah.
He's like, this isn't going to work. And his rationale, he's built this case.
Yeah. And he also doesn't like him.
And I don't either.
So that's part of it.
But I was like,
but you're better at separating.
I'm like, what's the end game? He's like, well, I wanted him to draft Jackson Dart. And I was like, me too.
But that's gone.
But they didn't.
That's over.
So you know what my mind is? It's like, okay,
What's
you can't
next?
go back and get that.
What's next?
What's next to function at a high level? And I hope this is it. Believe me, I'm going to end up being right about two guys that nobody else liked, except the teams that drafted them. I'm going to end up being right about J.J. McCarthy, and I'm going to end up being right about Jackson Dart. You watch.
Your team
and odds are against me because quarterbacks never work out.
Your team
the time.
Your team got rid of a air quotes locker room cancer in George Pickens, but hey, Aaron Rodgers, you're fine. Come on down. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think it's different. And some of it is cultural. There's a difference between being immature and not having been through enough rigor to handle life. That's Martavius Bryant. That's Le'Veon Bell. That's Antonio Brown. That's George Pickens. Like, they came with things emotionally that haven't allowed them to function long enough to handle rigor. Aaron Rodgers has those similar family skeletons, but his is more a sense of entitlement. It's different than those guys. So handling a guy that feels like he's entitled or he's owed something is, I think, much easier to offset with the culture than somebody that can't handle just normal day-to-day rigor. That's how I've convinced myself psychologically.
That's fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And
I don't
frankly, Mike Tomlin is a little more.
I think one is easier to deal with.
Maybe.
I 100%. It's like.
But I will say, Tomlin's actually done a really good job of dealing with the one that you're saying is harder. Right?
There's unique challenges in coaching Calvin Strong and Christian Jones. Mm-hmm. Both different, but similar to kind of what I'm talking about. Like,
true.
One's easier to manage. There's no question in my mind. One's easier to manage. I'm not going to go there, but like one's easier for me to deal with.
Well, I'm a big Mike Tomlin fan. And I think, 95% of people that watch the NFL are. Aaron Rodgers has gotten people fired, coaches, a lot. So,
but he can't do that to Mike T.
I'll say he's definitely not getting Tomlin.
I'm just saying, you don't know.
Hey, I want you guys to listen to something, because I asked JP, I asked Josh. Well, I sent him a tweet yesterday, and I said he's asking me about the trade, and I'm like, hey, it's a 1-year deal. I just hope, I was joking, I hope the contract doesn't balloon beautifully and to a 1-year deal where I can't read the fine print and then something else happens. Like, I'll take it into 1 year and see what happens in the draft. And I said, can the Steelers be second in their division? I said, the Bengals have so many problems up front, and even though Burrow is a monster. Listen to some of these stats, you guys, and tell me how you're going to slot that division. Shane, do you have Greenberg's statistical thing? Listen to how astonishing this is.
It is as patently ridiculous an assessment of football as you will ever hear. Let me remind you of what happened. Cincinnati went 9-8 last year despite allowing 434 points. There were only 3 teams in the AFC that allowed more than that last year: Cleveland, Jacksonville, and Tennessee. 2 of them allowed 435, so that's only 1 more point. All those teams were terrible. The Browns and Titans combined to win 6 games, and they finished with the 1st and 2nd picks in the draft. Burrow had the Bengals in contention on the season's final day. Here are the big picture individual stats. Burrow had a QBR of 74.7. Very simply, that means his team was supposed to go 13-4.
Yeah.
He led the league in passing yards. He threw 43 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, and he did that playing behind what was statistically the worst pass-blocking offensive line in the NFL. So those are the big numbers. Well, let's drill deeper. NFL teams that scored 33 or more points in a game last year, aside from the Bengals, went 79-7.
This is crazy.
The Bengals, when scoring at least 33 points, were 3-4. If that sounds impossible, it's because it previously was. They're the only team in NFL history to lose 4 games in which they scored 33.
I mean, like,
that's bonkers.
Yeah.
How incredible is Burrow based on the results? And he's so good. It has me wondering, God, can the Steelers get second in that division? Your best player on defense isn't even happy with you because you won't give him a long-term deal. And I'm still scared of the Bengals because of Burrow. Is that not astonishing?
The Steelers probably will still end up winning, 9 games and be above 500 or something. They're not going to be like crazy good, I don't think, because their offense, I don't think, is awesome. Hey, I will say this about Rodgers, and I defended him when he was a New York Jet. After it got to be like a year plus after the injury, he was pretty good down the stretch last year for the Jets. Now the Jets were out of contention, so it didn't matter. But he was pretty good. He's also just crazy as hell.
Yeah,
so
he had a good year.
He did.
His QBR was still only in the mid-60s. I get it. He's 29-11, and the thing for me is, how are you going to work with KJ in the backfield, and can you just do the simple? If you can just do the simple, the Steelers are going to be fine. Like, I don't think that's rocket science. I guess. And again, they won with a guy named Duck. Okay. Mason Rudolph won games. Kyle Pickett won a few games. Kyle Pickett can't even win. He can't be out the 40-year-old Flacco.
He won.
I mean,
Pickett will be looking for a job very quickly.
Pickett?
Yeah.
I don't know. If Gabriel wasn't so bad, I think he'd be out. But because Gabriel can't play catch,
I still know what they were doing there.
That didn't make sense.
I have no idea what they were doing there.
We'll find out though. September 7th, 2025 at noon. We're coming for that. We're coming for that ass. Coming.
It's gonna be unbearable. And not to mention, you hit me a month. Well, whenever the day the schedule came out, he goes something to the effect of, "So you think Rodgers is gonna be a Steeler? See you week 1."
Yeah. Yeah, the schedule comes out. The Jets are playing the Steelers week 1. I'm like, oh, the NFL knows what they're doing. Like, duh. Yeah, I don't know. I always get sucked down this hole of like the Jets social media team, which is fantastic, drops all these stuff during OTAs and practice and all this. And it's like Justin Fields throwing a bomb to Garrett Wilson or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be good. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. And then we don't make the playoffs because we never do.
I still like Justin Fields. I still got a little Justin Fields stock in my portfolio.
I think he'll be pretty good. And the coaching, he'll get the coaching staff is going to be pretty good, I think.
I think if I remember the conversation right last night with AD was, I think he wanted to invest in a young. I think he wanted to go the Fields route. I have to go back and kind of. I think he wanted them to invest in Fields.
If I was a Steelers fan, I would have preferred trying to get Fields where I think he can be versus signing Rodgers.
Just give him the full-time job, young guy.
Go get it. He's obviously got some talent.
And he's relatively cheap.
Yeah. I mean, we're 2 years, like $40 million. That's nothing for like a quarterback. 30 guaranteed with the Jets. That's fine. I'll take the flyer on that over drafting Shadur Sanders or whoever else. Like, trying that route. Like, at least we're trying something different. Well, we try something different all the time at quarterback. It's like every year or two we try something.
It's our creative. I'll give you that.
It's
Hey, speaking of creative, whose idea was it to soak that beautifully cut bacon in maple syrup?
Me. And it was fantastic.
I don't believe a word of that. I just don't.
It was good. It was really good.
I was actually defending you on this, Sautter.
So you soaked it all day?
Since
why didn't you just drizzle it? I get it. First watching some of these places do the $1 million bacon, but I mean,
since like noon, it was really. So I took it out of the freezer. in the morning, and then it was about noon, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try something here, and I just maple syrup and just put some syrup on the bacon. It was good.
Ugh. How did that ruin your Blackstone that clearly hates anything sugary?
It did not. It actually
it didn't gunk it up anything.
Nah.
That cleaning process had to be brutal.
Nah, it was so I always do bacon last because it kind of pulls everything out, like the grease and stuff on the Blackstone.
Yeah.
So it it's a way easier cleanup if you do the bacon last. Even like with burgers or anything.
It goes in a corner for me.
Yeah, it always goes to like the
top right corner, the furthest away from the burger.
Yeah, top left for me. So I think I maybe have a little pitch to my patio that goes that way. But yeah, it was good. The hash browns though,
I was so disappointed. It broke my heart because I had so much faith. You were off to a beautiful start with the beautiful shred and the soak, and you had toweled them dry, and you said you know how to use the salt.
I fucked those up real bad.
But the lid thing is tricky.
It's hard.
Like I got your back on that. Like, how long to steam something to get it to the thing? It's touch and go.
Yeah, it said 5 minutes, and I did it for probably about 7, and that was too much.
And aren't you always afraid to peek too, because you don't want to let this like.
Right. Yeah. I didn't want to. I just was like, I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna do. It'll be fine. I'm going to do it. But then I was doing eggs at the same time, and eggs on a Blackstone, you got to do quick. So I'm like, okay, we got to do the eggs. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot about, like, I need to check this. And then
do you have egg rings?
Yes. And they're fine if that's, if you want like that kind of egg. I'm a scrambled guy. So
how did Shafe become like our Blackstone guru? Because
I don't know.
He didn't ask for it.
He's my go-to every time, though.
Me too.
Like every time, if I have a question or anything, I just ask him. So
you know what I think it is? I think he makes it so matter of fact. He makes cleaning that stupid thing like no big deal.
Yeah, I still don't have that down. That's my one thing. Like Blackstone, the food tastes amazing. It's way better than a grill. Like as far as food taste. But damn, the work that goes into just like.
Listen, it's so bad for me. I'm asking guys on message boards, hey, after you do your research, let me know what works for you because I'm miserable.
It's literally like it takes so long. You have to clean and all the utensils, like there's so much to clean after it. And it is like, man,
but then
you just scrape that thing off.
I do this, and this, and I did a heating, and I heat it, and it's like, hey, no big deal. I kind of got it down now. And I'm like, wait.
Just you on Blackstone cleaning message boards and Reddit is like the most DB thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm just trying to get some knowledge.
I don't know. There could be bacon
Does
involved.
anybody have any cheat codes to keep this thing
Have you been
clean?
on Reddit?
No, I don't.
Reddit.
I don't do Reddit.
Try
I have
Reddit.
the app, and I don't even mess with it.
Just try it. See if you can see Blackstone cleaning on Reddit. I bet there's like some stuff.
Because there's probably there's thousands of videos, and everybody's always a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Like you could just. I did that with the hash.
The thing that drives me the most, that makes me the most insane, is getting things out of the corners. It doesn't fit with my OCD.
So you take the tongs and just paper towel.
I know it. Like you dab in the corner, but still, it doesn't heat the same when you go back to try to clean it. You have to literally go by hand.
I just take the tongs, put the paper towel, and fold the paper towel up into.
That's not really clean though. You're just getting by.
It works for me. I think I'm a decently clean person. I think so.
I've made dirt, so it's fine. Like you can eat some, but I don't know, man. The grease trap's too small. But then Shafe said he put the trash thing under the
grease trap.
The grease trap, and he's good.
I'd be scared of that.
Right, that something will catch fire.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't trust that.
Guy that almost burnt down an apartment complex at a cookout in Lincoln.
Incredible.
Charcoals were a little warm to put in the steel trash bin.
Well, that's why they don't let you use.
Say what?
They don't let you use charcoal in apartments for a reason.
I was ground level. It was a walkout door. I should have been good. You know what I mean? It's
until the deck above you starts on fire.
Well, the bin technically was in the parking lot away from the building. The bin caught fire, not the apartment complex. Shout out Old Cheney, 31st.
Speaking of food, the grocery store that I like to frequent.
First person I ever heard call me ignorant. Is me, you ignorant? I was like, what?
What are you saying, Sautter?
Wait, say that again like that.
Nothing.
We don't.
No, say
Ben. Ben, the Ben, not
No. I'm talking about
Ben is in Roethlisberger.
The I word that you just said.
Thank you. BIN.
Ignorant.
Yeah, but say it like you said it.
No,
like
no.
I've been told I'm not allowed to do voices.
You can't.
anymore,
No,
so
and you can't do ebonics.
I don't even know what that is.
Google.
I think it was something like you ignorant.
No, see, listen. I call you Jerome, but you're not really Jerome. It's an act. Don't do that.
Hey, I was listening to the Carter 6 this morning a little bit, just running through that thing. That thing is probably going to be really good.
We'll see. How are you speaking about potentially really good? How are you feeling about the setup for the 7-on-7?
I feel great about it now. Yeah. So by the way, there's a lot of 7-on-7 talk. I'll get to that in a second, but the grocery store that I like to frequent because it's right around the corner from my house meets a 3-day meat sale this weekend. So
are there points involved?
I think maybe.
Or is it a different grocery store?
No, I don't think that. Maybe no, I won't be getting like free gas or anything.
Okay, so it's okay. I know where you live.
Yeah, it's
So that's your jam?
Meat? Yeah. I like
No, that store for your meat.
Yes, that's the kind of place I go. Yeah. Bacon $2.99. That's a good deal. It's like $1.
Is it prepackaged a pound?
Yeah, it's in the thing. So
yeah.
You have bratwurst 8 for $10.
Sometimes I can take or leave that.
Pork chops
3 for $5.
99 cents a piece.
Oh, okay.
And then
so they're the little ones. The little
tiny ones. So stuff. I haven't really looked that hard at it, but it's fine. Yeah. Like sirloin is $7.99 a pound. If you like that. I don't. Pork loin ribs $2.98 a pound.
Yeah. Are you a country rib guy? Country style ribs guy?
I'm any sort of ribs guy.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. I'll eat it.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking on you.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to start 7-on-7?
Yeah, 7-on-7 tournament.
Are you going tonight?
No, I'm not. I am actually going to spend the weekend today, this afternoon, I guess noon to 7, 8, whatever it is, and then all day tomorrow at the Creighton team camp.
Oh.
So there's a bunch. There's a bunch of teams from across the region, and Nebraska and Wacky Northwest is there, and they're really good. And Colin Rice, I imagine, would be playing. He just visited Iowa.
Everybody's want list regionally.
Yeah, he just visited Iowa. That would have been Wednesday. And then he's visiting Nebraska on the 14th, 15th, something like that. So I want to see him, maybe talk to him. So want to just have a feel for him. So I will be basketballing this weekend. But no, my 7-on-7 tournament, I'm going to brag about myself here. The latest iteration of the very first 7-on-7 tournament to ever be played in Nebraska, which started in 2016, is coming on June 16th and 17th.
Hey, the heck with that battle for 7-on-7 stuff, man. I'm the OG. OJ is in Jerome.
It's true. Like I was the first. Yes, it's a scholastic one, so it's not like all-star teams. But it's fun. We have some good teams. It'll be at Bellevue West, June 16th and 17th. June 16th is pool play. And I divided the pools, I think, pretty evenly. We have 18 teams. So Thomas Jefferson and Lewis Central from Council Bluffs will be playing in it. And then we have Central City, who I think is actually going to be pretty good again.
They will.
Remember, they were in the state finals.
Very, very.
They
made it to state.
No, I mean in the 7-on-7, weren't they?
Yeah,
there
they
last
were
year?
good.
And
And they were good last year. They throw it around. So have them. Columbus Lakeview's in it, and then Millard South, Omaha West Side.
How'd
WS.
the talk go with Isaac Jensen? That was a nice little sit down. He's kind of he's a little unassuming for how he actually plays, because on the field he's much more demonstrative.
Yeah, he. So they had passing league with TJ on Wednesday, and went out there because they don't. That's like their only passing league game they're going to play. Millard South this June. So I went out there to just talk to their guys and see them and watch the Jet throw it around a little bit against some competition. And Isaac Jensen, I don't know if you remember this. It's probably a year ago. I was like, man, love that guy. Catches everything, and he still catches everything. So yeah, he's good. He's put on some weight. You could tell he's got bigger. Yeah, you can tell he's gotten bigger and stronger and all that stuff. So he's good. I feel good about it. I think once he gets to a college weight program, his body will kind of shape more, right? So he's good. Nebraska is not there for him, not in the conversation anymore for him. So
hey, how about another guy that's getting some run tonight that we've liked forever, and Jalen Succo?
Yeah. He's like the Swiss Army knife. If you remember last year,
versatile,
said he just kind of does everything. He's the Debo Samuel of, high school football in Nebraska. So he's
his frame. It's so good to see him look, because remember when I was paranoid, right? You were like, Dave, we're cutting it down. And then he had the little injury and we were shaking hands and I was like, oh my God, he's lost an amazing amount of weight. And to see him back in that 215, 220-ish range, I'm super happy for him because he's really good.
Yeah, he missed some time last year. It sucked. I think it was I don't know the exact injury, so I'm not going to speculate on that, but it was something internal, I would think, because he lost all that weight. So he's literally, like, Debo Samuel is the best comp I can give, because he can just do basically everything. You can line him up at running back, H-back. He can split out even wide. He can play outside linebacker if you need him to. He can probably rush the passer with his hand in the ground. He can just do a lot of stuff. And he's really athletic and a strong kid, smart too. So that one will be pretty interesting to see what
happens.
Yeah, what happens.
I could see him blowing up because he's gonna be a good tester too. So
yeah,
you actually watch his tape and you maybe don't believe that he's as good as the film says, because on film he's like, you could just tell. I mean, you can just tell he's really good.
Yeah,
and then he tests well, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the guy. Because some guys it just doesn't match up.
No.
Right? You watch them in 7-on-7, or you look at their athleticism, and then you watch them in game, and it's like, you should pop more, right? And then some guys pop, and then you watch them test, and it's like, oh.
I would have thought those numbers would be
I would have
better.
thought, yeah. So he's one of those guys where I think it fits. Like,
yeah, it lines up, right? Like both things
tape
line up.
Justify you, yeah.
The numbers justify the tape.
And I will tell you, watching him practice, it lines up too. Like, he's not just some
doesn't need a babysitter.
No, not at all. So, we talked about Nebraska's recruiting in the before, and hey, like right now we have all these in-state guys and that are high-level guys. And Nebraska's not necessarily on all of them, or guys they've maybe offered aren't, considering them, or vice versa, like something happened and whatever. But Succo's a guy I could see just with his versatility that Nebraska could maybe take a swing at.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, he's like a little bit bigger of a Jace Reynolds, even though Reynolds is probably more straight line fast, right? I think that's a person that could maybe, have that.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
You don't think so?
And I like Jace too. I was just up there picking up Zoe from dance yesterday, and that place is immaculate.
Elkhorn North?
Yes. Yeah. I chuckled. I was like, ugh.
We got 2 turf fields and
they both are full. They had camps. I was like, damn.
Yeah. So I mean,
Stay B, guys, stay B.
Both. Yeah. You say that place was immaculate, but then you go to.
I haven't seen the finished product at the district yet, so
then you go to your school. And, hey, here's like a $30 million.
I'm not living in a glass house, babe. I'm
just making sure we're not.
It's also not like Elkhorn South a dump.
No,
you know, like that place is pretty ridiculous too.
That's what tax-based revenue can do for you.
Again, two turf full 100-yard fields there too now. So,
let me ask you this. This is about as objective as I can get. I'm a little surprised because they are 2 different years.
Mm-hmm.
One's 26, one's 27. But I'm a little surprised at the direct comps between Pittman and Darian Jones. Like, I think Nebraska fans think it's one or the other. I do not, number one. But 2, Darian is clearly a year older. Right. So I don't know. I guess having played against both of them, coached against both of them, I'm surprised that people try to pin this down to like a direct 1-to-1 because it's really not. In my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't think they're that similar, to be honest. And Pittman's a safety. Darian can play safety, but he's longer, frames a lot longer, and Darian's a corner. So I think Darian's like a corner. That's what he's gonna be.
I could see him playing in the slot like a nickel.
Yeah, it could be that too, but I think
he's a really good tackler though.
True. I look at them, their frames different.
I know Torrey's very compact.
Yeah.
Like a powerful build.
You could just tell he looks like a strong kid.
Yeah.
But Darian standing next to you the other day, I thought it was funny you asked him the question about his real height. Because he's clearly taller than you.
Yeah, that's because there's some consternation about how tall he is. And then if you look at like the recruiting sites, one has him as like 6 foot and 160. And I'm like, that's not true. So that's why I asked him, just to make sure like we get some updated information about that out there.
I was surprised to see he was honest, so that didn't surprise me. But I was surprised to see that he's not quite to 180. He looks every bit of it.
Yeah, I think
he was much bigger. Like when I see him a fair amount, but he seems bigger than 180.
Yeah, he looks bigger than 180. Like he's built like I wonder what his body fat is. It's got to be pretty low. Because he's pretty cut up.
I think sometimes people forget like all the ways that he scores. Whether it's a scoop score, a pick six, a punt return, a kickoff return, a touchdown catch.
You just go up and catch a touchdown over your head on top of you.
He affects the game in all 3 facets all the time. You have to know where Sticks is, right? He's just the guy you have to game plan for.
His weight thing, like track. I mean, he ran a lot of track, like 300 hurdles, 110s. Like he ran a lot of track stuff. So that probably took some off. He'll get it. I feel good about him gaining the weight and getting it back on. But you do. What was the game?
Hey, same class, 2 different position groups. Who ends up having more quality Power 5 offers, Warren or Pittman?
Well, Warren has more now. Well, they're both.
The lists are both ridiculous.
I mean, it's kind of incredible for that year.
They're both pretty high up there and already have kind of a bunch. I think Pittman has 16 or something right now. So, and Notre Dame, Michigan,
out there.
And Braylon will be up there too. Like, how much Braylon got? Like 14, 15 right now too.
Yeah, and they're quality.
Yeah, these are all, I feel, very much so committable offers. So
These last 4 or 5 years have been impressive.
yeah, it's kind of like what we went through with basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in the early 2020s.
Yeah, like the 19 to 23, and now we're not.
And it's been happening with baseball.
A little bit of a
It's
desert.
been happening with volleyball. It's been happening with soft. I listened to Coach Hurd, his sit down. You know, I'm a huge fan of that family.
Mike, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised because he is like one of Mr. Softballs, but his command of the region and the state is obviously why Omaha's been able to recruit at such a high level. But I loved his calm demeanor when he talked about just the quality of softball that's played here. And I'm like, it's crazy how good the bat and ball sport is in the state of Nebraska.
I mean, baseball and softball both are pretty high level.
It's ridiculous.
I mean,
yeah,
in Arkansas and Kate Kozol right now.
I mean, where do you start?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been going on for. I mean, Preble and Greg Olson were years ago.
It's been going decades. Yeah.
Just years of good bat and ball play here.
Yeah. Well, then you look at
volleyball gets a ton of run, and it's fantastic too.
As it should.
But man, it's incredible.
I will tell you why. It's because the clubs have been established for such a long time here. Outside of baseball, I guess that just kind of started a handful of years ago. But the clubs, like softball, club softball is like big deal. Club volleyball obviously is a huge deal. They run the sport in Nebraska for sure, probably across the country. The softball is like a pretty big deal too when it comes to club stuff. There's so many good ones. Like, I mean, Quakes Gold. What else? I'm not even gonna try and name it. I would forget someone and someone would get mad at me, so I'm just gonna stop there. So we're not.
I just if he wasn't so terrifying in his demeanor, we need to talk to Coach Hurd more. But he Mike
Hurd is terrifying.
Sweats intensity.
No.
And I asked his cousin, I asked Jason because that's my nutrition guy, and of course I know little brother, and like the consensus of like who's the toughest, like it takes like a millisecond to say Mike. I'm like, yeah.
Really?
A millisecond to say Mike.
Bill's not soft either.
No.
But
he's a joy to talk to though. Like
Bill? Yeah.
Like quietly, he's probably one of my favorite. I sent him a message the other day, and it's like he's one of my favorite people.
Wait, did he respond to you?
Yeah.
How long did it take him?
Wow, good call. I text him in the morning, early, probably in the 7s or 8s.
Okay.
And he hit me back after 9 p.m.
Yeah, so that's not right. Par for the course.
Well, who am I to like?
Yeah, you're not any good either. By the way,
judging that
pot kettle.
Yeah. Speaking of Bill Hurd, I went to summer league basketball Monday night at Prep, and I walk in and I'm like, "What is going on?" Gretna High has a 1-to-1 coach to player ratio right now in the summer. I even went over to him like, "Oh," I said some adult things.
Hey, Prep sitting on another young potential wing swing young Jim. Gem. Jem. Gem. Not Jim. Gem.
I think there's some work there that needs to happen. But yeah, there's a maybe there for sure. Like it's something to keep an eye on. I will tell you, like, the best player in the gym, though, now goes to AL. So,
I will give you a ton of pushback,
especially
now that Weber's left.
Yeah, I mean, he was. We're talking about Kellen. He was at Blair, now going to AL. Yeah, they play West Side.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best player on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So, and that's with
a lot of whispering after that one.
Yeah, there I may or may not have talked to Coach Simons, and he's like, "Oh, I let it be known that."
Hey, he pulls no punches.
Yeah, that
cares given.
Yeah, like you guys think you're, that guy. Well, that guy was the best player, and he was. He's really good. So, there's some young basketball talent that's got a chance to kind of be pretty good in the region. We just need to see it, come to fruition, if you will. I mean, we're right now. I guess I tweeted the other day after Jacob Weber left to go to La Luminaire, which good for him. Like you get that opportunity, go for it. Right now in the 2026 or senior class in Nebraska for basketball, there are 0 Division I offers for players, which would be a first in a long time that's happened. The last time we got close to that was 2016. Tristan Simpson was the one Division I player out of high school. I mean, and he went to South Dakota. And last year we only had 2 out of high school that went, and that was Bryson Ball and Brock Scholl. So we're on a bit of a downtrend on the boys basketball side of stuff, and hopefully that turns around. But hey, maybe that means it'll be just a little more competitive. And to be frank, I believe I said this publicly in the past too, is might just help the GPAC guys that are used to recruiting really well in Nebraska and getting really good players, because maybe parents and players will actually start like taking their phone call more. And people won't think that they're like better than them and stuff like that. So no, like I had a conversation on Monday night.
I was going to say, man, you don't got to tell me. You don't got to tell me.
Like I had a conversation on Monday night with a current GPAC, Monday and Friday, with current GPAC assistant coaches, meaning like your Midlands, Concordias, Dones, all that. And like, I was like, hey, this little downturn of high level talent, probably good for you guys. And they're like, yeah, but we still have people that won't take our call. And I'm like, then we talked about who, and I was like, oh, really? Interesting. Like that person should probably be taking your call. And it's a name that's decently well known in high school basketball right now. So I'm like, and that person has no Division II offers, at least right now, like public anyway, that I know of. So I don't know what we're doing. Like probably just, you don't have to like commit somewhere. You should probably not just turn down people that want to talk to you about potentially playing college basketball for them. Yeah.
I will say the hardest part about recruiting NAI level ball is it's a snap to reality for a lot of the kids and a lot of the parents. Most of the time the parents more so than the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of time the parents and the kids, where it's the first time they're thinking, oh, I may not be that guy.
Right. Yeah.
And the hardest part is a lot of like, if you're honest as an NAIA coach, which you should be at any level, you kind of have to be the one that breaks that news to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough because you've got a JUCO coach usually coming in at the same time, and nothing against JUCO coaches, but usually the JUCO coach is still selling the dream.
Yeah, saying I can get you there, right? Yeah.
The NAI coach is selling reality. And
right.
A lot of times people don't want to buy reality, they want to buy the dream. But then they get to the JUCO a lot of times and they have recruited 50 guys and the coach doesn't know your name, and it's a nightmare a lot of times, more than it is the dream.
Yeah.
Like, all that's true, right? I'm not overstating any of that.
No, yeah, that's 100% true. I mean, man, I saw something a couple years ago, and it was great. And it was more about like, everyone thinks kids are entitled and whatever. This generation of kids. Well, how did they get that way? It was because the parents made them that way. So It was actually to do with like the everybody gets a ribbon and a trophy and stuff.
What I heard is who gave them the trophies,
right?
Who
Yeah,
was taking and buying the participation trophies,
right. And it's because the parents want the picture with the trophy or the ribbon or whatever to put on their Facebook to show off their kids or whatever, and like that's what changed. It's not the kids necessarily. I mean, hey, there are some entitled kids out there, let me tell you, but it's not that primarily. It's primarily, stemmed from this everyone needs a ribbon and trophy thing. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, my daughter's trying out for like whatever club soccer right now. And I told my wife, I'm like, listen, if she don't make the team, like if she don't make one of the better teams, like we're playing rec again, because like she needs to get better, and we're not gonna act like we're something we're not. Like we're just not doing that. And if you know me financially, I can be pretty cheap with things, so
clubs are rough.
I'm not gonna spend the money to be on like the third or fourth team or whatever. So
I get it.
Jerome the realist.
No, I'm just not. Like
even though you like sweet meat and soak your bacon in syrup, it's all good. We landed the plane.
You don't like sweet like things like sugar?
He doesn't. He doesn't.
No, I don't. It's not even just like a cool hot take. It's just not in my. No.
It's not in your lexicon.
It's not. I still make fun of teriyaki people. You got to like cut it with some like sesame oil.
Not part of his palate.
Yeah.
Hey, is ayahuasca part of your palate though? Are you gonna try that?
Always comes back to Aaron Rodgers.
I do like not opening my blinds and being in the dark. So maybe he and I can be kindred spirits on that.
You also don't like to text or call people back ever. So
hey, I was part of your group yesterday. I was enjoying it.
Because we were talking about food.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just got to find something he cares about.
And I was curious about your hash browns. See, I care.
God, I fucked those up so bad.
I felt awful because they look, I mean, they look like they're going to be legit.
The work I put into that to prep it was a lot.
He said, did Aaron Rodgers towel down his hash browns?
I did.
It all comes.
You think Aaron Rodgers towel dries his hash browns? No.
It all comes back to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Hey, also, I have the best shirt on.
What is it?
By the way, you can't see it, but I will move this out of the way. Look at that. It is the Wood River Shelton Silverbacks.
Oh, that's a great shirt.
I don't know. I before you take that crown, I'll see what the guy is wearing that we talk to next. His T-shirt game is outstanding.
Can you give me one of those, Mike?
This is a now defunct co-op that happened only for 2 years. And when it was defunct, I like at the end, I'm like, hey, can I get one of those shirts? I need one of those shirts. And they sent me this shirt. So a couple years ago.
You're right.
Speaking of that guy that you're talking to next, I ate lunch there yesterday. And my kids.
Well, neither one of us will get back in there again if we leave him hanging. So we're gonna have to get to him.
Hey, tell him. Nah, I ain't going there.
All right, Mike. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell him. No, we're just gonna say it. Tell him I don't give a fuck.
I'll tell him.
All right, that's Mike Sautter.
Is Verz in?
No, he's not here yet, so we're okay. I do want to tell you though.
Sauter's a true.
He is.
That was one of it. That was fun.
You know, there's another way you can take a trip though too.
How's that?
If you're headed down to the college baseball championship.
Oh yeah, can I take the bus?
You don't got to drive yourself. Take the bus, man. Don't got to worry about parking. You can figure it all out. You can either park at Westroads for free, take the bus all the way down to the ballpark, or you can park downtown and the bus will go from the ballpark all the way up to Dodge Street and take care of you. Go to ometro.com to find your path to the ballpark. Let's take a real quick one here, Shano, and we'll get back with Matt Vrzal when we're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
I'm Ravi, Lulla.
I'm Kenny Bell.
We're here from Hurrdat Sports. Don't worry, Metro Transit has you covered right here on the ballpark bus. Gonna run from right here down by the stadium, north of downtown, all the way up to Dodge Street, making a circle to drop you off wherever you need to go.
Oh, beautiful. So what's it cost?
It is free. It runs every 10 minutes, and it'll run almost all day until an hour after the last game. Or Kenny, if you're like me, you don't want to deal with driving downtown at all, Metro Transit has you covered there too. You can park out at West Roads for free and get a ride downtown through Orbit.
That's right. They added an extra Orbit stop at 10th and Capitol. Only $1.25. Fills up after the game. Quick, nice service right back out to West Roads.
$2.50 round trip, can't beat it.
And free parking? You kidding me?
Plan your trip or track your bus at myride.ometro.com.
Or download the MyRide OMA app.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. You know, we think about some of the things that should always work until they don't, right? One of those things is your debit card. You just tap, pay, and get on your way. But sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to. That's why you need something fast and secure, and Centris Federal Credit Union has you covered with their checking account that comes with a free Centris Visa debit card. It's fast, it's secure with pay technology that is top of the line. Go to centrisfcu.org to find out more. Federally insured by NCUA. We're going to be look at that. He's already here. We're ready to go.
Yeah, he was cool. He said 3 to 5 minutes. That was cool.
I know. He's right on time. Verse.
He said like a respectful person.
I appreciate the heads up. He's a good guy like that. What's up, Verse?
Such a novel concept just to tell somebody when you're going to be late.
I feel like there's a backstory here.
Well, it wasn't bad.
And it's old, man. Like, let it go. It's frozen, man. Let it go. It's a long time.
Listen, we are coming up on the anniversary of knowing each other. You know, yes, I'm not going to forget.
Yes, without the beloved Shrine Bowl, which is this weekend, Maddie, you and I would not be as close as we are.
Yeah, that's why it's a shame everybody doesn't go.
Is that bumming you out? It kind of bums me out.
It bums me out all the time.
It used to be a big deal.
I loved the Shrine Bowl. I loved watching.
It bums me.
Yeah.
It bums me out all the time. You like, I don't have kids. And Damon said I don't have good swimmers, so I guess I'll never have kids from Dr. Benny.
Oh, of course, it was my fault because I was teasing. Jokers just can't do the breast.
But having two nephews, like I remember Max had the chance to play, and he, was on his baseball path. I was bummed out. I really was bummed out. He just said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I made the team, but I can't play." And then to have Cash go, and Cash is a great kid. I texted him. I was like, "How's it going?" He goes, "Pretty fun." He goes, "Sometimes kind of boring." And I was like, "Oh, buddy." I was like, "It's the people around you," because in 1990 and 2, we found ways to occupy our time. Like, we found ways. We had fun, and we had probably too much fun, but I'm so thankful for it, and especially when I get to go. And we went to our reunion a few years back, and Terman was our coach of it. But I wouldn't have some of the friends that I do today if I didn't have it, and I love it, and I wish everybody went and played.
Yeah, there are so many guys like that's how you met Steve Stanifer and Mike Stem and like Dan Holmberg, like just some of these guys that turned Ryan Peters, Reese Officer, not Reese Officer. That's Reese Officer.
Oh, you're right. It was Reese Officer.
I was thinking of his sister who I went to school with in Lincoln, but like that was nuts. And without that, I might be a dipper today. Like, who knows? I may actually be into Chew if it wasn't for the Shrine Bowl.
Could be. Yeah, you blame me. That was not me. It's confirmed not me. We had 42-year-old, 18-year-old Scott Stara got there.
He wasn't.
Went down to the local quick shop, picked up a couple cases. I was like, what are you doing, dude? So I learned how to throw bones at the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah.
Figured everybody was a degenerate gambler. God. It was so fun. Anytime I think about it, and then the poor bastards at the South camp, like they're running 7 gassers to start every practice. And they were going 3 a days.
Remember going to the Shriners Hospital and us like literally wanting to pick a fight for a nice cause like the Shrine Bowl?
Now let's slow down on the us part.
Well, what do you mean?
We are a team. We would have backed you up. But there was a certain section of the team that wanted to give the light-skinned brother from Cozad a hard time. He did not deserve. What you guys didn't see when we were doing this little shark circling the bait in the water.
He's diming me out.
I didn't say your name. You did. And you weren't the main leader of the thing.
No.
Okay, so let's calm down.
That was my partner. Partner in crime.
But there was a 275-pound Mexican gentleman behind you guys that was not really appreciating what was happening. And I was like, oh, man. I looked at Ogard. I was like, hey, if this goes down, you're going to have to recreate the state championship wrestling match. And what's Ogard do? He just goes like this.
Listen, so at the time, we would have been the clear odds-on betting favorite in a tag team. Clear favorite.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fine. But
I mean, it was me and Clinton. Like,
oh God,
why are we telling on people?
Oh, sorry.
You are just an op.
Oh, now there's a lot of things I am. A Fed compliant dude is not one of them.
You just dimed yourselves out.
It's fine. I mean, it's old.
Statute of limitations is expired.
Do you remember my little fave, the little
girl,
Nina, that was getting her hip replaced from Ralston?
Yep.
This little girl. How about I remembered her? She wrote for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm all in on the Shrine Bowl.
It was fun. It was a blast.
I was incredibly hungover.
Can you imagine if we had like a hard disciplinarian coach? We lost 7-6. Dougie Byerman and Aaron Hughes and Norfolk Catholic Collection just bombing field goals to keep us in the game. But
dude, Hughes is certifiable.
Hughes is awesome.
God.
And we still see the fellas. They still come in. It's great.
So my whole perception changed on toughness after a lot changed for me after Shrine Bowl. I went from Mr. Militant to, oh man, these guys ain't so bad. It's cool.
Big Damon Wells was my roommate. Taught me about gold bond
and narcolepsy.
Yeah, that too. Here's the funny. We had bunk beds, and Damon had got in the room before I did, and he was on the top bunk. I'm like, ooh, buddy. I was like, oh,
he was good, man.
We're two big fellas. Like, I don't know if this is gonna work. We should probably take this top bunk and set it on the ground. But yeah, I was in the bottom bunk, and all of a sudden, this plume of like flour comes out of nowhere. Like, what are you doing? So I put on Gold Bond. I was like, what is Gold Bond?
It's a game changer. That's what Gold Bond is.
It's like Tinkerbell in your pants, man. He goes, just chuck her down there and it fixes everything. I was like, all right, give her a shot.
You never told me that story.
I know. I'd say that was pretty funny. Hey, have you seen Big D lately? Little D.
Really?
He's got to work. He's working people out in the morning.
I would love to.
He's still kind of pissed at the world, but he's working people out.
He was quietly. He was such a good technician. He was a good player.
Way good. Way good.
He was a good player. I had a couple people upset with me that I did not return their call this week, and I told the truth. I said, "Hey, listen, Matt kept me on the phone for a ridiculous amount of time, and that was all the phone volume I had for the rest of my life.
I exhausted your phone
Certainly for the week. Certainly for the week." And I told the truth too. At the very end, I said, "Man, I tried to get off like 10 times," and at the very end, he finally revealed his motives because. I know every minute you're on the phone, it's just pissing you off. How many times did I say I'd like to go?
A couple. Yeah, I didn't feel you had any base behind it. I didn't feel you believed it. I felt you wanted to talk. I thought you wanted me to hear you say I'm proud of you for teaching your daughter how to hit.
Listen, she hit one on the roof the other day. I'm like, okay, the backyard thing's done.
What?
Because we have windows.
How many balls did you hit on your roof when you were a kid?
Yeah, but As
a dad, there's a sense of pride to have to get the ladder out, get your ass up there, and get the ball out of the gutter.
Who are you talking to again?
You're not getting on.
I ain't getting on a ladder.
Really?
We'll be a couple balls short. You know what that's like.
Oh, you're scared.
My bad.
You scared?
No.
Are you scared of heights?
Let's not get particular. I'm just not getting on the. I don't like the sturdiness of the ladder. Let's leave it at that. Am I scared of heights? I don't love it. I don't love them.
So I scared the shit out of Footy the other day because the boys in the back alley, when they take their breaks, they'll throw the football or they'll play. They got a little bat, so they'll hit balls. So they hit from Paisan's area up onto the party room area, and Footy's like, "Oh yeah, there's football up on the roof and our baseball's up on the roof." I'm like, okay. So I get out our extension ladder, and I think he thinks that I'm gonna have him climb up there. And he's kind of looking, and he grabs. I'm like, "Where do you think you're going?" And he goes, "To get the ball." I'm like, "Oh no." I'm like, "You're a liability. Like you're an insurance claim waiting to happen if you take a bad step." I was like, "If I go down, you guys just lock it up and it's over."
So what are you gonna do if I die in the freezer?
So my big fat ass just crawled up on the roof and got those. He was just in shock. He's like, "What is this thing doing?"
Now time out.
You won't die in the freezer.
Why do you care about those guys more than what you do to me?
You ain't on the insurance.
I'll say you're not an employee, so it doesn't hit his insurance.
That's
just
that might be the most Verghese answer ever. I'm his guy. The heck with the insurance.
Well, it's kind of messed up. You think I would kill you in the freezer? I just think you run hot sometimes, and I'm just cooling you down. And according to everything, cold treatment is good. So you're welcome. You probably owe me money. So you don't have to buy a cold plunge.
You can start charging people for that, Verse. Charge them for a little therapy experience in the freezer.
When it gets to be 99 in the summer, trust me.
There's
a conga line to get in that thing in the summer.
The best thing about me stopping in there without you being in there the other day, do you know how in and out I got some of that pork out of the freezer? Literally 22 seconds. It would have been some traumatic experience if your silly self would have been in there.
Did you have any fun doing it?
Yeah, it was great.
Were you on edge at all?
Just a little paranoid. I made sure to close. Yeah, I was fine. I was fine.
Yeah,
I like the way.
I like the fact you don't think that if I text them and said push that freezer door shut that they wouldn't.
Why? Why?
He's like Bane out there, man. Those guys will do whatever he tells them.
Oh, they do too. They are kind of mercenary. I did talk.
They know the end game. They know I will kill, much like you. They know I will kill for them, and you know that.
I know you'll kill me.
We got CBs out looking for cybersecurity jobs. Hey, quick sidebar. Structural engineers, hit me up. I got an idea to bring Nebraska baseball to the pinnacle, and it won't even affect when my nephew's there. So it's not a selfish thing; it's a selfless thing. But structural engineer at Verse51, hit me up.
We got a mechanical engineer in the chat. I don't know if we have any structure.
I need structure.
All right. We'll
see. What is that?
We'll see
Maddie?
what we got.
We're building a structure. We're building 2 structures.
Okay. Well, don't you have the little secret corridors? Who built that?
Secret corridor where? Oh, in the back?
Yeah.
I did.
Do it yourself.
Hey, that's the secret.
Well, this involves putting a retractable roof over a baseball stadium. I think.
It's above your
I
pay
think it might be a little out of my depth. There. I think they would find that odd if I just went and started digging holes and setting posts for a wall to put a retractable roof on a baseball and softball stadium.
Oh,
Don't worry, guys. We got this.
Damon, move to the left. Stop yelling at me.
As long as he's not on a ladder, he'll be helpful.
Yeah.
Do I seem like a stop yelling at me guy?
Yeah.
I love how you do these fake voices. Like, I'm glad you crack you up.
You get hyped. Ravi laughed. I guarantee there's somebody laughing in the chat. Hey, chat people, let me know if you laughed at that.
All right, buddy. All right, I'm sure you'll be the first one going down to 7-on-7 tonight, right?
Ugh.
He loves grass basketball.
Sautter? No, it's catch. Competitive catch. Sautter was in yesterday, and we talked about it.
He told me he had a message for you, but then he got scared to say it. So I don't really know what he wanted to tell you.
Who was the I'll text him. Was a message from somebody?
It was from him to you.
Yeah, but he didn't tell us what it was.
Are we leaving it at that?
I wonder what it is. Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
call him.
You have to ask him. Say, hey, I heard you had something on your mind. What'd you want to tell me? Say it like that.
Well, I'm gonna say it via text. Right now, I'm gonna call him.
All right, buddy.
He was running down. Listen, it's gonna be a proud moment when you get that ladder out and you have Jenny or somebody hold. I'll come over and hold the base of it, so you know it's stable. And then you go up and you get that ball out of the garbage bag.
I like the pot shot you took by using
my little girl
the
did
one that like stabilizes the ladder. That's cute.
Well, that's not a pot shot. If you feel the ladder's unstable when you get on it, you would have somebody stabilize it. And you don't have a lot of people there. Like Zoe ain't gonna hold it.
Okay.
Jenny gonna hold it.
How about Micah?
Well, I don't know if he's home. I know Westside's got practice.
Well, wouldn't I be there?
No. Are you in the weight room all the time?
Enough.
Oh, you are? Okay. I figured you did. I didn't know if you were weight room guy.
Wow. Wow.
Figured you were just you're a butt slap guy.
That's why you got to watch the stream so you can see all the motions.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
me.
you still moving weights?
That's me, Maddie. Team butt slap guy. Idiot.
Yeah.
No. Am I? What was your question?
Ooh, I'm gonna make a bingo card now. Are you still moving weights?
A few. I don't have anything good. I have dumbbells and I have kettlebells.
Oh, I didn't know if you were doing it at school.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah.
No, no.
You want to
Like
climb
my algorithm on TikTok is a lot of like at home chair stuff,
like body weight stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it knew you too, and it showed that if you're over 50, here's a chair workout for you.
Apparently, that's exactly what it says. So it must,
Yeah,
it must be on your algorithm too. That is exactly what it is.
I was kind of insulted. I was like, and I love TikTok. I'm scrolling through. It's like, if you're 50, here's a chair workout because you're probably an invalid. You can't move around. I was like, fuck you, Twitter or TikTok. I can do this.
Sometimes.
Although the dude with the beard that has those monster chair workouts, those are tough.
If you think Holmes got that body from a chair workout, like if he does the chair thing, then he goes and deadlifts 800 pounds. That's the part they leave out.
It's like those people, those
fat old whites. They're telling these fat old whites, like, hey, just do this chair thing. You'll be jacked too. It's like, no, you won't. No, you won't. That guy just got done squatting 800 pounds. That's why he looks like that.
It's like the guys I love. They're like hawking supplements, and it's like, this is how I got jacked. Meanwhile, they got like needles sticking out of them everywhere. It's like, no, but take the creatine, man.
Hey, are peptides steroids?
They're not steroids. They are an illegal gray area.
Sweet. There's a new one that came across it must know I'm bald too, because it's like, this peptide regrows hair. I'm like, whoa, say less. I'm about to be a silver fox. I'm gonna
Verge, you want to know anything about peptides? You just let me know.
Yeah. He's not kidding. It's kind of scary. The dude's like a chemist.
I have a fascination with some of that part of the strength and conditioning world.
You're speaking from experience?
No, just a professional curiosity.
Oh. Once that needle comment kind of quick, didn't he, DB?
Kind of. I'm a diabetic. I'm very familiar with needles.
Oh, good cover.
Well, he's quick now.
SARMs and peptides, Verz. SARMs and peptides.
He's the SARMs king. Verz, he
You were on SARMs?
I like to read about SARMs. I like to learn about them. That's
in Ver's wheelhouse. Uh-oh.
It's a professional curiosity, Verz.
SARMs? Those are roids.
They're interesting.
Oh, shoot.
They're very specifically not roids, but it's okay.
What's the irony, Maddie, that he just said that after all the conversations you and I have had?
I'm fascinated by the science
Look
around.
at the look on his face.
I'm fascinated by the science around performance, Verz.
Oh,
DB.
Yeah.
You better have clear clear alibis. Like you could get rated.
I
don't have anything.
Every time he sees me and I've dropped weight, hey man, he's still on the juice. You're not helping. All right.
I get it. This shows a front. You got some moving weight. Okay. I see what we're doing.
I come to you for ibuprofen. What do you think I'm taking?
Cover. That's a cover.
All right, buddy.
I'm putting that on the board. I'm now a drug ring.
Go to work, man. We'll talk to you later.
I'll have Scott lunch, so I got free time. The boys knocking out the park. I can talk for another 15 minutes, and I will.
No. We talked about this the other day.
Yep, I will. Who's going to win the Super Regionals?
Maddie, I have to go.
It's a sports show. Who's going to win the Super Regionals?
It's really not.
Hey, you know my new favorite player in baseball? No, my favorite player's been eliminated.
No.
I'm curious now.
It's easy. Number 12 from Tennessee.
Oh, Doyle?
Oh, my God.
That dude is a whack job.
Why am I not surprised?
Dude got so offended that the batter took time out to go talk to his coach. Then instead, looked over at Vitaly, whatever his name is, in the dugout, like, I'm good. You stay there. And then looked at his team and was like, don't come talk to me.
So what is it about? So Vitaly said he's been suspended twice. He's got 8 ejections.
Yeah, he's nuts.
The kid?
No, their coach.
Oh, that'd been awesome.
In his career.
He's a full-on psycho.
Yeah, man, he wants to win. He's competitive.
That's what he said. I sent you that TikTok. He's like, hey, man, I just want to win.
Baseball, too, more than anything, they think you're screwing their player. And umpires have not done anything to help that. Okay? But that is what it is. When he gassed that kid, and then he just looked over and he goes, you suck. I was like, this is my guy.
He's got one where he threw a wild pitch and he blocked he had to cover home plate and he tagged the guy out and he talked crazy. They gave him the gate within milliseconds.
But loves it and it's in it and probably need to learn how to control that a little bit. That's okay. We can work
rein
on
it
that
in a little bit.
Might need to pull it back.
This dude what'd you put on the whiteboard or the white pad?
Drug ring.
Yeah.
You guys are a drug ring.
You're cute.
Verz, have a good weekend, bud.
See you, fuckers. Stars.
Later.
That's a professional curiosity. That's all.
Man, whatever helps you sleep at night.
That's a different thing.
Beds are. See? Taking gummies?
Melatonin.
Oh, take gummies. Just sleep like a baby.
Melatonin. Maybe a little Benadryl.
You guys got any? Since you're
Would you stop?
Yeah, we're gonna
see it. Damon plays the nice front. Ravi's the worker.
Why
am I cover?
I gotta be the worker.
It's a good cover, fellas, because you're the guy that knows about him.
Mules and jewels, baby.
Damon's just the front man. David just gets you the relationship.
We're the mules. I was the jewels.
Role reversal.
Different kind of mule.
Yeah. Me and Clint Eastwood.
Hey, you want to go to Carney on Saturday?
No.
Are you scared?
No, Caleb's got to finish moving.
Where's he moving?
All right, they got a house.
Nice. Who's he living with?
Donovan Jones. Go ahead. Donovan Jones and Danny King.
Nice.
Yeah.
Party house.
We gotta go.
Have you taught him about a keg yet? Kids don't know about kegs. Like that's how you pay rent.
Hit him up, Maddie. That's your boy.
That is true. I should text him.
Yeah. Don't text him that or
Secure fake ID, buy keg, charge $5 a cup, rent paid.
We don't
NIL money. Sponsored by Mums.
Wow.
I think it's time to go.
What do you guys got to do? You ain't doing shit.
I have to move my son.
He's old. He can do it.
All right, Verz. Have a good weekend, bud.
See you, fuckers.
We'll see you on Monday.
Incorrigible.
That's Hurrdat Sports Live. I don't know. We're out here.
God.
We'll be back on Monday.
What a week.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.